Hey, what's cracking? Good morning. Y'all know what it is. We back, man. I'm your host, the Black Horseman, also known as Black Horseman Promotions. Getting ready to talk this boxing. New topics. We'll talk about Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao. They got this upcoming fight on pay-per-view. So we're going to talk about their pay-per-view numbers. We're going to talk about Clout Chasers. And we're going to low-key talk about how Crawford and Spence is big mad right now. They big mad. We're going to get into that. But first things first, y'all go to the homepage, hit the channels tab, and subscribe to all of my brothers in the UGC clique. If you subscribe to this channel, you most definitely need to be subscribed to them. They will be on shortly as soon as I send out this link. But y'all smash the like button as you come up in here. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell. Shout out to the ones that's been rocking with us. We're going to lose some subs along the way, but it's all good. But we don't want no fake ass subs over here. You know, it's an unbiased channel. We have debates. Some niggas get bodied up here, but it's all good. It's all fun and love. We ain't gonna put out no death threats because of niggas losing debates and dumb shit. We do this out of the fun and love and passion of the sport. You know, but we're gonna talk that real shit though. Shout out to True Media. That's everybody keeps it 100, staying true to who they are and doing their part in this media. Because let everybody keeping it 100 out here like that. They got their agendas. They only looking out for certain fighters. They only nitpicking at certain things they want to talk about. We want to talk about it all on UGC. So if you want to be down with the underground, sub, hit the bell. Shout out to everybody catching the playback. Let us know y'all thoughts in the comments on today's show. Yes, indeed. So we about to get it cracking like we normally do. We've been doing our best to make sure that we keep it hot for y'all every morning between 7 and 8 Central Time. So y'all make sure y'all tune in, get your coffee, whether you're on your way to work, whether you're at work, put your earbuds in, and join today's show, man. Link is sent. Get some links sent out to my other brothers. Shout out to everybody, man, in the what they call the YTBC. It's everybody, man, that's most definitely putting up content on the daily. You know, one thing I can do is give my respect to the ones that's actually putting in work. You know, so everybody that's putting in work, man, salute to y'all. You know what, man, I've been definitely seeing the hate, man. Dudes is really, really hating on Keith. They really hating on Keith. You know, and I was trying to understand, like, what is the issue with Keith? Like, what is the big deal? And you know, you got a lot of clout chasers, man. I see Crawford out here, low-key clout chasing. And we're gonna break this down, man, so niggas can understand this shit when we talk about clout chasing. That's, to me, that's when somebody's using someone else's name to gain fame, gain some attention to themselves. You're trying to monetize the shit. You know, you got weird niggas out here. They'll use your name, right? They'll talk about you, and then all the while, they'll fucking monetize the shit. They want to make money. They want to get attention off dissing you, discrediting you. You know, Keith Thurman got a pay-per-view fight coming up with Manny Pacquiao. I see Crawford. He kind of he big mad right now. You know, yeah, you might have sent a contract to Keith Thurman, but one thing about it is, you notice how these guys got these little shots when they got big fights going, when they got big fights already scheduled. I'd be like, man, why niggas keep doing that? Niggas can't just, fall back. We seen Arrow, he had his fight on pay-per-view. Seemed like he big mad. I remember before the fight got made, he was just like, he said on live, he said, I hope Keith don't get that fight. I'm saying to myself, like, why? You just got on pay-per-view. Keith can't get on pay-per-view? The nigga that's been a champion a lot longer than all of y'all, probably combined? Y'all niggas big mad that Keith about to be on pay-per-view. And then I'm thinking about, like, damn, he about to fight Pacquiao. He gonna do some numbers. Thurman and Pacquiao gonna do some numbers. Okay? So we're gonna talk about the potential numbers that Manny and Keith could possibly do. Will it surpass Crawford and Spence? Is that why they kind of big mad? Is it because Thurman could possibly catapult himself back to the top of the welterweight division? Not only in popularity, but of course we know that they have not surpassed what he's done. I mean, just keep it 100. Spence and Crawford ain't fucking with Keith as far as accomplishments at the welterweight division. All right, LTBA.
Man, y'all know how I do. It's your boy, Mr. 214. Mr. I'm on that bullshit again. Shout out to the UGC. Shout out to True Media. Salute to everybody that's in the chat. Salute to my boy Black Horseman Promotion. You understand me? Salute to Black Horseman too for joining that Facebook group yesterday. All TBA Boxing Talk. I see you. I see you.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, man. I was just low key talking about it seems like, man, people was and shout out to you, man. I caught you a little bit of your video this morning where you talking about like it's just the hate is crucial for Keith right now. And I'm sitting there trying to, break it down mentally. Like, is it because of, his potential pay-per-view numbers he's going to possibly do with Pacquiao? I think you talked about it a little bit yesterday on yesterday's live that, we already know that this guy has done more than the other current champions, more than Sean, more than Crawford, and more than Spence. And then he's about to be on his first pay-per-view. So it's like, not only is he the most accomplished, he might end up becoming the most popular after this pay-per-view fight and surpass the numbers that Spence and Crawford did earlier this year. So what's your thoughts on that whole situation?
Oh, I definitely agree. Jealousness coming from them other welterweights. All facts. But if we look at it, if we look at the situation, if anybody really know boxing, they've been jealous of Keith Thurman. But it ain't. But jealous may be a strong word. But like when somebody is at the top, that's where you want to be at. So, Keith Thurman always been at the top, fam. Of over any one of these welterweights, from Spence to Porter to Danny Garcia to new league welterweight Crawford, he always been that nigga. And niggas always hated on him. So when you that nigga, you gonna get hated on. But see, I don't understand this though. I don't understand this. Because them same guys in Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, they done been on pay-per-view, fam. It ain't no reason, in my opinion, for the extra stuff like that. Keith Thurman, one thing I can say, he earned this fight with Manny Pacquiao. It ain't no other, besides winning. But even really, it ain't no other welterweight on this planet who deserved to fight with Manny Pacquiao more than Keith Thurman.
I agree.
He earned that shit, fam. And my thing is, Keith Thurman don't owe us nothing.
Talk about that.
He don't owe us nothing.
Why are you saying that? Somebody saying something that he owed?
Well, salute to my dog Barbershop Conversation. That's my guy right there. I just heard him ask Keith Thurman a question like, do you owe the fans anything? And in my opinion, Keith Thurman don't owe us a damn thing.
Wow, that don't shock me that he asked that question. But go ahead.
But he don't owe us nothing. Like this dude don't put it, huh?
Why would he owe us anything? I mean, it ain't like we had to pay a whole bunch of money to see Keith. This is the first time Keith is ever gonna be on pay-per-view.
I don't know. I guess people still emotional about the 22-month layoff. But guys, you know, you got to get over that shit. That's over with. You know, it's no longer he back. Nigga, and we knew when he came back this year he wasn't fighting Earl Spence.
Mm-hmm.
So all these niggas, and we know damn well he wasn't fighting Crawford.
Right.
So I don't understand all this hate he getting, fam. Look, I'm an Earl Spence fan, fam. Like, nigga, I got on my Earl Spence shirt right now, like one of the first ones he ever made. You feel me? So I rock with Earl Spence Jr. But I do understand that Keith Thurman has put himself in that position, fam. Have Earl crept up and called him? Yeah. But at the end of the day, think about it. Who calling out who?
Mm-hmm.
Who calling out who? Now, see, that's how you know when the guy is in control. Because if it's another guy continues, I got to keep that same energy. Because remember how I was saying shit? Terrence Crawford, he begging for the Earl Spence fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way with Earl Spence. He begging for the Keith Thurman fight. Mm-hmm. But that just show you who in control. Like who running shit. Just like when Crawford trying to get that Earl fight, he can't get it. Like Earl trying to get this Thurman fight, he can't get it yet until Thurman.
Right. So now, with you making that analogy, you know, what do you say about, not to get off topic, but what do you say about the Deontay Wilder situation? We see AJ chasing Wilder. So is Wilder in control, or is he just ducking?
No, but I don't even really look at it like AJ chasing Wilder.
Okay.
AJ letting Wilder know, dude, you beneath me. Like, you are the B-side.
Right.
Yep.
Clear B-side. Yeah.
You are the fucking B-side. Nigga, either take this money or don't.
What's up, Unbiased?
What's good, man? Yeah, I agree with what IOTBA just said. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing is, man, the viewership alone for AJ versus Klitschko in America was more than anything Wilder has done. But when you add in globally, it blows anything Wilder has ever done out of the water. It's not even comparable. Wow. So it's just, yeah, they did almost 10 million views outside of the US. Wilder will never achieve those kind of viewership unless he fights AJ. Anthony Joshua. Yeah. So I'm just saying.
Shows you who needs who more.
Right.
Wow. So on getting back on the topic, man, Unbiased, I'm seeing that it looks like Crawford and Spence is big mad, man. They like ITBA said, jealousy is probably a big word, but maybe envy is a better word. They envy.
Yeah, envious. Good. Yeah, that's it, Black Horse.
They real envious of Keith because, like ITBA is saying, I mean, he's been at the top. He's been at the top since from jump, you know. And he said that he feels that if anybody deserves this Pacquiao fight, it's Keith Thurman, you know. And if you look at it, Keith, I mean, Spence and Crawford ended up being on pay-per-view before Keith, and Keith has done more.
Well, I'm gonna put it like this. I think Crawford has. It depends on if we're just talking about the welterweight division. If we're just talking about the welterweight division, then Keith Thurman has done more. But if we're talking about in totality, Crawford has done more than Keith Thurman.
Correct.
In his whole career. So I think that, and plus, you know, Crawford was trying to get that fight, you know, years ago. But we know what happened. Bob Arum blocked that fight, which is, you know, that's bullshit, but it happened. So really, I think it's between Crawford and Keith Thurman who really deserved that fight. But Keith Thurman got it, and I'm not mad at him for getting it. You know what I'm saying?
But what's your thoughts about people that are mad? Like, you know, like, and then I'm sitting there thinking about, like, wait a minute, this is Thurman's first pay-per-view, but he ain't just fighting some regular, you know, he not fighting a guy coming up in weight. He not fighting a guy, you know what I mean? And then you look at this fight, right? We got Keith Thurman, the welterweight champion, you know, the longest reigning welterweight champion right now. you know. Then he's about to fight a legend in Manny Pacquiao. So we know automatically that's going to do numbers, and it could potentially pass the numbers of Spence versus Mikey and Crawford versus Khan. And then you can look at it like, well, damn, you look at those fights, you pretty much knew who was going to win that fight. You knew Spence was going to beat Mikey. You knew Crawford was going to beat Khan, you know, and you look at this fight, this is a more competitive fight, and it may do more numbers, better numbers. So, like, I just feel like I see, you know, low-key Spence and Crawford, you know, they kind of clout chasing, man. And when I'm looking at clout chasing, you know, Jalik kind of be mixing that shit up. You know, most people probably don't understand that. But to me, I understand clout chasing as you using somebody else's name for your own fame and attention, to get the attention off them, and for you to get your own little attention on you so that you can get that shine off them when it's really their moment. Like, this is Keith's moment, you know, and I see kind of Spence and Crawford trying to throw their little shot, they jabs here and there to try to get everybody, you know what I'm saying, to side with them and discredit Keith in this big event, you know?
Well, in Crawford's defense, I think, well, what Crawford said was pretty much like, damn, you keep mentioning me saying I haven't fought a welterweight and I'm this and that. Why don't you fight me? I sent you contracts, yet you still don't want to fight me. It's kind of like, stop mentioning my name if you don't want to fight me, kind of thing. I mean, and plus, I think I still think Crawford is salty, though, that he's fighting Manny because he wanted that fight. But in the same sense, I agree with him saying, listen, stop saying my name and saying I haven't fought a welterweight or true welterweight yet. But yeah, I sent you a contract and you turned it down.
Yeah, but come on now. Like, who is Crawford to be talking about he's sending contracts? I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Who is he to say what he's sending?
Pound for pound, bro. Pound for pound.
He got a belt.
Look, I respect that pound for pound shit, but that means nothing.
What? He got a belt. He got a belt, bro.
Listen to me. Listen to me, Black Horseman. That means nothing. You see it? Say, hold up. If that pound for pound shit mean anything, when your boy would have already had a fight with Manny Pacquiao, when he would have been in the ring with Earl or any of the top people right now, if that pound for pound shit mean anything, I'm just asking.
You mean to the fighters or to the fans? Because to me, pound for pound means something. I mean, but it seems like not to Thurman and Spence or anybody else on the PBC side. They're looking at it like, well, too much risk, you know, not enough reward or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't be talking shit about a guy and then he's sending you contracts to fight you and you declining them. I'm just saying.
Right. That was a cat out of a bag yesterday when I heard that. I didn't know Crawford sent Keith an actual contract.
But
before you go, one thing Keith did say when they was talking about the Spence fight, he said, you know what? I've never gotten a contract from Spence. So he's been offered a fight from Crawford, but never been offered a fight from Spence. So is that really clout chasing? Is Spence saying this guy ducking me, whoop-de-whoop, and you ain't never sent the contract?
But that's what they all say over there, Black Horseman. But look, Kenny Porter, he exposed the whole contract situation a while ago. Dudes don't even get the contracts to the last week of the fight. To the week of the fight. So when these niggas be talking about contracts, this and that, they don't even get the contract signed until like the week of the fight, fam.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Damn.
Wait, well, but hold on. Isn't that then why is Spence keep saying the call out?
But listen, you remember when Sean Porter was saying that same shit? Him and his daddy saying they never received the contract.
Right.
So you got and then I'm telling you, got to go back and find that interview. Kenny Porter started snitching at his finals.
He what?
He started snitching at his finals. Started telling us how everything go.
Oh, okay. What did he say?
You know when niggas was putting the pressure on him about fighting Earl Spence, he was like, man, this and that, man. They be talking about this and that. No contracts don't even get signed until we don't even receive the contracts until the week or a day or two before the fight. I was like, damn. I said, that's how it go.
Yeah, but you know, when you look at it, like, let's say, for instance, like they presented, like, I don't know if it'd be like an email form or something like that, where they see the terms and they agree to it. Like, you know, that's an offer, right? So a contract sent where it's like at least you know what's going to be on the contract before you sign it. Like that should be at least worth something. Like if Porter, if Sean, not Sean, if Spence had actually sent an offer with the terms and the pay and everything like that in the contract, then you can say, okay, well, he actually offered me the fight. You know, he actually really wanted to fight because I actually seen a contract. Not saying that you got to sign it right then and there, but I think that if you actually get presented with the contract, the offer, that should mean something. So, at the end of the day, it's like if Crawford is saying that they actually, presented a contract to him, that's more of a step forward than what Spence has done.
Yeah.
My thing is they trying to pull this bullshit ass narrative. Like Thurman afraid of these niggas.
Who, Thurman?
I don't know, man.
Thurman ain't afraid of none of these. What's wrong with these niggas?
That's what they think, though. So you don't think Keith is you don't think he's what's your take on Keith? Like, how do you think Keith is?
My thing is this right here, man. People want to talk about he said this. It's like, can y'all hear my GPS?
No, we just hear you.
Okay, so people want to go off. Spence said this. Not Spence. Thurman said this to Spence. He said that to Spence. He was gonna do this and he was gonna do that. See, the thing about boxing is, what you people don't understand is Earl Spence, when he was 15-0, he wasn't on Keith Thurman level. That's just like, and look, when Earl was calling him out, that's like Jaron Ennis calling out Earl this year. Ennis ain't on Earl level. So Earl didn't pay no attention to it.
That's very, very similar to what Keith when Spence was calling out Keith.
That's what I'm trying to say. Earl wasn't look, Earl is my guy, but he wasn't on Keith Thurman level yet, fam.
And you just get mad when you bring that shit up. Like he just wasn't on Keith level. Like, that nigga was a prospect at that time.
He wasn't on Keith level. Not saying that he wasn't gonna be great, because look, fam. Bro, I always knew that Earl was gonna be great. Anybody who fuck with me know that. But I wanted the fight to happen too. But I understand that Keith Thurman was on a different level than Earl. Keith Thurman was on that level where he could probably get a fight with Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao at the time. It didn't happen, but that's the level that he was on. Earl Spence was just a rising young pup trying to turn into that rock waller that he is today.
Mm-hmm.
And it just bothers me, fam. So my thing with that is, people got to understand this, man. Keith Thurman is the most charismatic motherfucker in boxing. Like one of the probably the smartest, most intelligent motherfucker in boxing. And he knew that Earl Spence was gonna be what he be. Y'all gotta pay attention to these videos back in the day when he said, "Tell Floyd, give me $10 million and I'll fight Earl." See, people didn't understand that. People were like, he trying to duck him, talking about give him $10 million. The thing about boxers is just the thing about life and anything we do. Like Black Horseman, if you see somebody who know how to edit real good, game recognized game, fam.
Mm-hmm.
Game recognized game. And Keith Thurman recognized that Earl Spence was gonna be that nigga. You feel me?
Right.
He understood that. So why the fuck would Keith Thurman fight Earl Spence at 15-0? Come on, man.
Nah, I hear you, IOTBA, but Keith Thurman has been slightly clout chasing off of Terrence Crawford as well, because before the Josecito fight, he was saying, Terrence Crawford hasn't even fought somebody like Amir Khan. He's not fighting actual welterweights. And then again, at this press conference, he says, he still hasn't really fought anyone, and he's not this and that. Yeah, he's sending you a contract to fight, and you're turning it down. So I can see why Crawford is upset.
Let me ask you a question. Is he lying?
I think so.
Is he lying on? I like Terrence Crawford. Love him. Think the dude is great, but he's not lying on it. Crawford still ain't fought.
He hasn't fought a welterweight?
He's fought a real welterweight.
No, but he ain't really fought nobody yet. Nobody. Like, I ain't hating. I'm not hating on. No. I'm not hating on Terrence Crawford. I don't want this to come off as hate. Just like we could speak on Deontay Wilder and say his resume is questionable. Let's speak on Terrence Crawford, and let's talk how questionable his resume is as well. Like, we got to keep that same energy. If we're gonna do that shit on Deontay Wilder, let's do the same shit to Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford ain't got the greatest resume. Do that mean that he's not great? No, I would never say.
He got a better resume than somebody like Spence.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
His resume ain't even.
Yes,
he doesn't. So
hold on.
Look at this. He got Victor Postal, who beat Lucas Matisse. He got Jeff Horn, who beat Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, Manny Pacquiao got robbed. Okay.
see, look, if you're gonna do that, I'm just saying. But on paper, Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? So we got to go by that. So therefore, I'm saying he got a better resume than Earl Spence. Plus, he's been undisputed. That's something. Earl Spence has not even unified a belt yet.
Hey, I would say this too, man. Like, in reality, man, how many top welterweights has Spence fought, man? Let's be honest. This is why I say he needs that Porter fight. He needs that Porter fight.
Okay, let's be honest. You be honest with me, Black.
Okay.
How many top welterweights wanted to fight Earl Spence?
How many top welterweights want to fight Crawford right now?
Don't talk about no Crawford. Don't talk about Crawford. Crawford just came. Don't talk about Crawford. Crawford just came to the division.
No, I hear you. I mean, that's a good question. I mean, when we looking at now, we talking about welterweights that did want to fight him, top one. No, Keith didn't want to fight him. Danny has not stepped up to fight him. Sean is stepping up now. Of course, I wanted him to fight Ugas. He didn't want to fight Ugas because I guess he felt like, it wasn't a money fight when he was at the #1 spot in IBF. But no, not really many people was willing to step up to face Earl. So you got a good point. But you still got to stick. The fact remains that he has not fought a lot of top welterweights.
I mean, but plus, just because they didn't want to fight you doesn't mean you get rewarded to put them on your resume like you beat them. You didn't beat them. You didn't fight them. So therefore, we can't use that as a tactic to say his resume is better.
So unbiased, that don't mean nothing to you, fam. Like, I know we can't put him on his resume, but that don't mean nothing to you when this guy ain't. Look, he been on. That's why PBC is trash. You hear me? They are trash.
Wow.
Well,
they are trash. Let me tell you what, because that should mean something to you, fam. That this dude done been signed with PBC for 5-6 years, and he still ain't fought nobody at the top welterweight. Nobody.
Wow.
I mean, I agree with you. That is true, and I feel like Al Heyman definitely puts Keith Thurman before. But like you said, it's a conflict of interest, right? He has to put Keith Thurman's best interest before he can put Spence's best interest and make that fight. So
okay, but like you said best interest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Having Earl worked his way up, but we could say Earl is more popular. Not saying Earl done did more than Keith Thurman. But Earl is more popular than Keith Thurman.
I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah.
Now, after this fight with Manny Pacquiao, you think that could change our TBA?
I think so.
Because we talking about this is Manny Pacquiao now. This is a legend.
I think so.
And it's not like, I'm being honest with you. I mean, even though I agree with you that Errol Spence is the most popular welterweight right now, I don't think that it's Hussein Bolt type of a lead on Keith Thurman. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think Keith is that far. I think it just takes maybe one big fight like this one to really put him back in that conversation. Like, damn, man, maybe Keith is back, on the scene in a big way. You know what I mean? And Keith built up his fan base or his popularity not fighting on pay-per-view. Not saying that Errol Spence wasn't popular before the Mikey fight, but I think it definitely helped him, getting that Mikey fight. But we're talking about a Mikey Garcia, then we're talking about a Manny Pacquiao. That's two different levels right there. I'm just saying.
No, that is two different ballparks, and this one we got to give Keith Thurman a lot of credit there, fam. Like, this pay-per-view gonna do some numbers. It's gonna. I
want to talk about that. What kind of numbers you think it could possibly do? Because we look at.
I think it could do. I think it could do $1 million.
What?
And I'm being honest. I think it could be. Look, no, listen.
Wow.
Look. So hold up. You telling me Earl Spence, Mikey Garcia do 500,000? We talking about the legend and Manny Pacquiao, and y'all don't think he could do more than that?
So real quick, before anybody else rip LTBA, it's like, okay. So what were the numbers that Manny did with AB?
He did like 400,000.
Oh, he did? He did 400?
400, 500,000. But this what you got to understand right here though. Right here. Who believed in Adrian Broner? Who actually thought Adrian Broner was gonna be fucking who thought he was gonna be fucking Pacquiao? Nobody didn't believe in him.
So you believe it because of the
niggas hold on to hope with AB. They be hoping that nigga let his hands go.
Yeah, so it was nobody didn't believe in him, fam. So not believing in somebody ain't gonna make you want to buy the fight, fam. You gonna be like, hey, you ordering that fight tonight? Yeah, we having a fight party. Oh, I'm coming over there to watch the fight. That's what you're gonna do to Adrian Broner.
Also,
be on pay-per-view.
Also, we were talking about Manny Pacquiao fighting a guy who had 3 losses already, if I'm not mistaken, and then now he's about to fight a guy who's undefeated and the actual welterweight champion of the world. So
longest reigning welterweight champion.
Yeah. So that is a big difference. So you think that alone could be the difference maker as far as potential greater pay-per-view numbers between for Pacquiao and Thurman.
Not just that. Let me tell you the one reason why it's going to do a lot of numbers. You know, the one thing about them Filipino people, they got a lot of pride. They got a lot of pride. And when they heard our countryman and Keith Thurman say that he's going to retire Manny Pacquiao, and this will be Manny Pacquiao's last fight, bro, trust me, that shit run deep from the 214 to across the pond, trust me.
And then real quick, and then one more question for you, ITBA, and then anybody else can comment. Shout out to Charles and Jalik who just came on. Like, okay, because you was talking about how Keith is one of the most, charismatic. Like he talked that it seemed like Keith, he don't do a lot of talking when he don't have a fight schedule, but when he do got a fight, that nigga talk that shit. He be talking that shit. He be saying a little catchphrases and shit. I think he said some shit like, Floyd Mayweather's gone, Manny Pacquiao's here, the nigga disappeared. He said some shit like he about to hip hop before he get dropped or some shit. Like he kind of throwing some shit out there, man, to make you wear like it kind of getting you a little excited about the fight. And like, okay, maybe keep on going there. Even if when Keith don't get knockouts, he almost make you believe he about to go in there and stretch a nigga. You know what I mean? So I don't know how do y'all rate Keith's ability to sell a fight, and especially with this being his first pay-per-view. Is he doing a decent job in your opinion?
Not only do he know how to sell a fight, he know how to get in motherfuckers' head. I don't think there's nobody in boxing who could get in a fighter head like Keith Thurman can. Because one thing I can say about this dude, he truly believes everything that he's saying, fam. And you got to really look at that. He truly believes and he's confident in himself. And like people want to give Keith Thurman slack. What can he say when he out? What you want him to talk shit when he out? He can't talk no shit because he ain't in the ring fighting. Now since he back, he could start that motor up again talking shit. And this ain't just like this brand new with Keith Thurman. This dude been consistent with talking shit his entire career.
Right. He just don't do it like a lot of these other guys. Because I see a lot of these guys, they do more talking when they don't got a fight schedule, on social media and shit. Because he don't talk shit on social media. But he'll talk that shit when he got a fight, Whereas, some of these guys, it seems like they be kind of just clout chasing. They would be, social media wars and shit. I'd be like, damn, like that shit is played, But it seems like Keith know when to turn up, when it means something, But
right. I think Keith Thurman is probably one of the most outspoken fighters we have today, and we need that showmanship in the sport, to be honest. And also he's just very marketable. He always was when he started the one time, and then when he beat Danny, then he became 2-time. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows how to market himself very well, and we need that.
Keith is not getting the pass. Fuck that.
What are you not getting the pass?
He ain't getting the pass. He talking all that And IOTBA, lucky he jumped off, motherfucker. I was sitting here sizzling. That nigga is not getting a pass.
What
This nigga, he was talking that shit about Errol Spence and these niggas not deserving it. But didn't this the same nigga that welcomed Danny Garcia up with no fucking problem from 140, but didn't want to fight Crawford? Come on, man, get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
What's the point you making? You saying he don't deserve the Manny Pacquiao fight because he welcomed Danny?
No. He was saying that yeah, he deserves it. He's been there the longest, but all that other extra shit, talk about what these niggas did to deserve it. What did Danny do to deserve that fucking fight?
Hey, that's
coming up from 140. What the fuck did he do?
Hey, he did say that.
But when Crawford came up, what he told Crawford to do? Get a strap. Crawford was calling that nigga out from 140 before he came to 47.
So is it, it seemed like you low key kind of defended Spence, but Spence did the same shit with Crawford.
They both was calling him out, but you ain't gonna sit there and award Keith, give him props for this and the third, and this nigga fought Danny but won't fight Bud like he acted. Hell no.
Spence told Crawford to get a strap. He got a strap, and the nigga said call out.
That's true too.
Yeah, but Thurman told them niggas both to get a strap and didn't see neither one of these niggas. This nigga had whiplash, herpes, all kinds of shit started going wrong once these niggas got a belt. Hell no, he ain't getting no fucking pass.
He said, get your strap good. See you in the future. Good job.
Yeah, exactly. While he time traveling, playing the flute. Fuck out of here. So all of a sudden, this thing got hella injuries and shit when niggas get a strap.
So I should put you in the title too. So not only is Spence and Crawford big mad, Charles D big mad too, huh?
I ain't big mad. I'm mad at the shit he was talking about. Like, if you're gonna defend one, defend the other, nigga.
3 Black and Miles in a row. He pissed off right now.
Nah, if you're gonna defend one, defend the other one. He ain't say shit about Danny. Nothing. What about Danny? He ain't say shit about Danny. Nigga gave Danny a pass at 140, but so Bud don't get no smoke either.
That's true.
It ain't like Bud wasn't trying to make that fucking Pacquiao fight happen either. Them niggas kept his ass up. Aram sabotaged that shit from happening, and they was on the same side of the fucking street.
Well, kind of like what IOTBA was saying, man. PBC, they trash, man. PBC is trash, but also, like I say, man. I mean, so y'all basically.
No, but wasn't Bud and motherfucking Pac both on Top Rank?
Yep.
When they was trying to make that happen, and Aram openly said that he sabotaged that shit. He was not letting that fight happen. He was not gonna let Crawford near Pac-Man.
Oh, you talking about the fight between Pacquiao and Crawford?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were both on Top Rank. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm not mad at Keith getting the fight, but he giving him a pass with that Thurman shit. Come on, man. That shit worked both ways. If you talk about give everyone to smoke, give everyone to smoke.
That's true.
So basically Crawford is pretty much justified in what he's saying. So Crawford not really clout chasing. It's just he basically checking Keith on his shit. But
yeah, I sent you a contract and I tried to get that Manny fight. He ain't getting either one of them motherfuckers.
Yeah. Well, Jalik in the pocket quiet. You got anything to say, bro?
Shout out to Keith Thurman. I used to like Keith Thurman, but you say people hating on Keith Thurman, Black?
Crawford in the title says right there, Crawford and Spence big mad.
Big mad. Nobody's jealous of him. His name is not even like that no more. Like nobody jealous over him. He's scared of both of them. So a lot of nobody hating. No, let me talk. Nobody first Crawford, Keith Thurman don't even knock people out no more. He was living off those knockouts. He's a good boxer, but nobody's scared of him. He fucked his name up by being inactive. Not only did he do that, he's literally intimidated by Errol Spence. When Errol Spence come around, he got Errol Spence just be straight sunning him. Errol Spence ain't do that to Bud, so nobody is hating on Keith Thurman. I mean, I guess he does deserve the Pacquiao fight. Pacquiao 40 years old, but ain't nobody scared hating on Keith Thurman for what?
Well,
his name ain't even out there. I
just want to say this though. Keith Thurman's viewership versus Josecito Lopez was almost 2 million views on free TV.
Everybody doing
so
that.
I'm just saying.
Everybody doing that.
I'm not saying
Martin didn't do 2 million views in his last.
Not everybody.
How much did Ugas and Porter do? How much did J Rock and her do? And I'm not saying he a name, but it's like the fans believe in him more than he believe in himself. Y'all coming out with all types of excuses for him. I'm surprised y'all even doing that.
And another thing is,
that's weird.
Another thing is, if Thurman didn't look the way he looked against Lopez, you think Pacquiao would have jumped out the window for that fucking fight? Seriously?
Maybe he probably would because he don't got no choice either fight him or fight Earl. I mean, he gotta get some money. And
Pacquiao got choices, but if fucking Thurman did not look the way he looked, like look at everybody giving Pacquiao a chance. If Thurman looked like old Thurman, do you think he's jumping in the ring with fucking Thurman? Hell no.
He hasn't looked like that in years because he
I'm
don't
just
fight
saying.
for one.
I'm just saying. If he did look like one time,
I think
do
he
you
would.
think
Yeah.
he's jumping in that ring fighting
Yeah.
Keith Thurman?
I think Manny would because his power ain't like that. No, he was living off of
You
power and
think all these people would give him that same shot? Like, oh shit, Keith's back.
So Charles
Manny
D,
still got a chance to whoop his ass.
So Charles D, what you saying is struggling versus Josito Lopez was the best thing that could happen for Keith.
That's the same thing that happened with fucking Spence. Even though he whooped his ass for 12 rounds, they was like, oh shit, he ain't knock him out. Because Porter wasn't trying to jump into that fucking ring. But now all of a sudden he want that fight.
Sign me up.
Exactly.
Spencer.
But his aura, nobody's scared of Keith Thurman. Everybody want to fight Keith Thurman. You know what I mean? So people been wanting to fight Keith Thurman. Porter, everybody wanted to fight Keith Thurman. And I like
but I'm talking about look at the situation now though. Those performances that
that's
helped
funny
them
though because niggas don't really want to give him respect. I mean, he already beat Keith. I mean, he already beat Sean and Danny.
But you gotta prove it though, Black.
Nobody's
You can't live off your old rep.
What you mean you got to prove it? He beat them already.
Yeah, he beat them already, but
he already proved it.
They were close fights, but he still got the W.
Niggas big mad. Niggas big mad. Keith is back on the scene, man. I'm just saying. Niggas big mad.
They probably just want to fight, and then he's talking about he gonna take a layoff.
The only two that's mad should be
listen. Hey Charles,
Crawford and Spence set up the fight.
Correct. You trying to get interviews at Tampa? You making so many. I'm surprised, yo. You making so many excuses to Keith Thurman, like you trying to get.
Jimmy, shut your new era ass up. Shut your new era ass up.
Man.
I hate when the new era.
You gotta go back to the old career. You changed.
No,
I noticed that shit.
No, nigga. No, cause only thing changes when you get your dreads re-dripped every month, motherfucker. That's the only thing changed. I hate when you have these new era, inexperienced ass niggas trying to call you out. Nigga, you hold up, cause you did all your fucking talking when I wasn't on there.
Right. So, wait till you got off and start talking.
So look, I ain't even heard shit he said. I just looked in the comments talking about you ducking this TBA smoke. Nigga, sit your ass down somewhere. Nigga, you like a toddler to me, nigga. You like a newborn baby who they got to slap on the ass to make cry. Shut your ass up, boy.
Wow. Yeah, let me send this link out to Ace.
Man, Jalek can fuck with me.
LTB, let me ask you this. When are you doing your next in-person interview with Keith Thurman? Is it coming up? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. The praise that you giving him, he gonna give you free tickets, free hotel room. He's gonna really look out for you because you.
But see the difference between
crazy now.
But look, the difference between me and you, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. See, the thing is, niggas like you don't let the truth come to the power when the power come to the truth. Niggas like you, y'all be solid. See, you the type of nigga who still be mad at a bitch because she broke up with you 2 years ago and you still holding on to a grudge. That's what type of nigga you is. See, Jalek, what I'm learning. Hold up, cuz. The one thing about me, I know how to read niggas. And I can tell when niggas is sensitive and niggas a little sweet. And I'm starting to sense that from you, Jalek.
I don't understand, all these excuses. You living off the "Don't Duck Me, Son," Paul Malignaggi.
This nigga said sweet. Call it voice country.
He got injuries.
He said this nigga was Voice Chronicles.
He's scared of your boy. Like, I don't understand why you giving him these excuses.
See, hold up. See, that's why
right now. Like, and I like Keith Thurman. Hold on, cuz. Like you be telling me. And the
Juices
don't want to fight Aaron Spence. He got a fight in July. He talking about he gonna take rest. Not only that, he said if he lose to Pacquiao, he
but Jalek, you know that PBC fighters. Jalek, you know PBC fighters only fight once a year. Come on, man.
He can fight.
That's twice. That's 2 times a year. We gotta congratulate him.
I'm biased. This is how you know Jalek ain't never been in a ring a day in his life, ever sparred or did nothing. Because a nigga who just come off off elbow surgery and been gone for 22 months, nigga, we need to stand up and give this nigga a big old fucking hand clap for fighting twice in 1 year, nigga. What the fuck is your new era ass talking about?
Injuries been excuses. Y'all don't even watch the interviews. 1 minute he say it's his elbow, 1 minute he say it's his shoulder. Come on, man.
Okay, so Jalek, are you a doctor, fam? Are you a doctor?
Everybody can see what he's doing, man. You believe anybody.
Man, I believe anything, nigga. Hold up. I ain't supposed to take a man at his word. I'm talking about, hold up. See, this one Jalik just, that's why I say he's sweet. This nigga sweet. Let me tell you why Jalik's sweet. Because Keith Thurman is a dude who been boxing since he was 7 years old. Nigga, I'm team Earl Spence. Niggas know I want Earl to get at Keith Thurman. But what I will do is respect the man for what the fuck a man is doing. Keith Thurman, man, nigga, what? Nigga, listen to what the fuck I'm saying. I'm not through. Hold up, cuz. A nigga who started at 7 years old and been boxing for 23 years, fam. You sit up there telling me if a nigga have surgery on his arm after throwing punches over 23 years, this nigga is lying? This nigga is coming up with excuses? So I'm supposed to take this man at his word who really do this? Hold up, Jalik. Have you ever threw a fucking punch and hit somebody in a boxing ring?
Let me, hey, correct. Hold up, cuz. Like you say,
answer my question. Have you ever hit someone? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. It's always these niggas.
Listen.
Can I jump in real quick?
All right, hold on. All right.
Come on, Sweetness. Get him, Sweetness.
All right, look. If y'all hear the horn, because I ain't got audio control. If y'all hear that means that I need to pause real quick. All right, go ahead and say what you're gonna say, Jalik, and then we gonna go to Ras Clout.
Yeah, Lomachenko just hurt his arm and he came back.
No, it was his shoulder. It was the shoulder.
Yeah, he just hurt his surgery and came right back. It's all about your work ethic is going to determine how fast you recover from the injury. That's all we saying.
Oh, okay.
Also steroids.
Real quick. This gonna be 2 seconds. 2 seconds. So Jalik, you telling me every man is built the same? You dumbass nigga.
You believe in Keith Thurman more than Keith Thurman believe in himself.
Dumbass, man, such a dumb man. You sound dumb as fuck talking about Lomachenko. How you gonna compare another man injury to another man like these niggas are both the same? Man, sit your dumb ass down somewhere.
And it wasn't the same injury at all. But Ras Clout, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Man, we talking this boxing talk, man. Thurman Pacquiao, potential pay-per-view numbers, Clout Chasers, and niggas out here big mad, man. Niggas big mad keep back on the scene, bro.
Let me get 2 minutes to say what I gotta say, and then I'm gonna let IOTB finish, because I actually when I got on, I was listening to I've been listening, right? I've been listening, and I agree with IOTB, and I also agree with what Unbiased was saying, and I also agree with what Jalik was saying, and I also agree with what Charles D saying.
You agree with everybody? Why, okay.
Yeah, now here's why. Not one of you guys is wrong. Not one of you guys is wrong. The problem is I can't stress this enough. We are in a weak era of fighters and promoters where not only does the promoter don't want to take not only does the fighter don't want to take the risk, but we also got promoters that don't want to take the risk. The reason why the Manny Pacquiao and Crawford fight didn't happen because Aaron was afraid that he was going to lose his future investment in Crawford, because he knew Manny Pacquiao was leaving. If Manny Pacquiao would have beat Crawford, and Manny would have been on his way with PBC, you know what I'm saying? And then you got nobody want to fight Earl Spence except for like everything y'all all said. I agree with. I can't stress that. And I'm gonna go back to what I said to Jalik before. This is why a lot of us live in the past. It's because none of these fighters want to take the risk. And now number 2, I want to say something to IOTB. I know what you're saying, because I know you're real passionate about the sport. I can hear it in your voice. I never played football in my whole life, except for like street football and chicken, playing tackle back in the days. But I never played football, like real football on the team. But I talk football because I watch it. Just because you never box doesn't mean you can't talk about boxing.
No, so hold up. Hold up. Don't do this. Hold up.
Trying to build up his name, or come on, man.
Nah, nigga, I don't got to build up. Nigga, hold up,
just chill. Okay.
Hold on, let me get at this new era sweet ass nigga talking about I'm trying to build up my name. Let me ask you something, Jalik. If you know me, nigga, you know, nigga, my name been built, new era ass nigga. Let me ask you this, Jalik. Have you ever interviewed Canelo Alvarez, motherfucker?
Nah, I fucks with you.
Okay then. All right, then shut the fuck up, nigga. Hold up. Well, shut the fuck up. Talking about I'm trying to build. Hold up, no. Well, shut the fuck up with that weak ass shit. Talking about I'm trying to build. Nigga, I don't need no nigga to build my name. So that's the difference between me and a lot of other niggas who do this shit. I ain't never put myself in position with no other niggas and just want to do this to make my name. I made my name first, fam. Stop playing with me.
But to answer the question of what Rasclout was saying, basically Rasclout, he was referring to the injury. That's why he asked him if he ever boxed before, because Shalik was trying to say that basically trying to discredit Keith Thurman for the injury and the long layoff, and then LTBA was defending it, saying like, hey man, he's been injured, he's been fighting since 7, blah blah blah. So, but what's your thoughts on that, man? You think that Keith was just ducking, or you think he was legitimately injured?
This for me?
Rasclout, because that's Rasclout. He probably took it out of context. Like you wasn't saying that Jalik can't talk boxing, but he was asking him, has he ever boxed before, because he was discrediting Keith with the injury.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But Rasclout kind of came at you and was saying that just because he ain't never played football don't mean I can't talk.
But not, that wasn't even my point. My thing was, if Jalik done ever boxed and been in a goddamn ring and throw punches, then you understand injuries come with that. Nigga, I got one of the best trainers in my passenger seat with me now, the owner of R&R Boxing Gym. That's what we on our way to right now. He will tell you, nigga, over years, nigga, your body deteriorates when you steady in a game. And if Jalik ain't never been in no fucking ring and threw punches consecutively, don't try to fucking tell me about a nigga and his fucking injuries. That's what's wrong with these new school ass niggas. They want to get on here and bitch about a nigga taking care of himself. Jalik, is you making millions of dollars, nigga? Is you making have you worked your nigga to become the unified champion, motherfucker, when you put yourself in a position where you making millions, and just because these stupid ass fans like Jalik won't keep Thurman to rush himself back in there, nigga, sit your silly ass down somewhere.
Shout out to Lomachenko for recovering.
You gotta stop that cloud chasing, Jalik.
But Jalik, hold up, Jalik, hold on, Jalik.
I'm glad you said all of that, and he's still not getting passed.
Yeah, but Jalik, you keep bringing up Lomachenko, right? But Lomachenko's not on VADA, and we all know steroids can help you recover faster.
VADA or not? God damn.
Oh shit.
This nigga unbiased.
Talk that shit unbiased.
This nigga said VADA or nada. Hey, VADA, what's up, man?
Nothing much. How's it going?
Man, we just talking this shit, man. You want to add to the
but Battle, how many accounts you got? You got Dudley, you got LRB Nose, you got
Is that him for real?
Yeah, that's him.
No, we're not the same.
Yes, it is.
LRB Nose for real?
I'm biased. At least here, unbiased. Shut up. I'm biased. Like to talk because I'm biased. Like to troll. If you want to find out, all you have to do is just invite Leonard LRB's Nose on the chat, and we can speak at the thing.
But what you want to add to the topic, man? What you want to add?
Sure. I mean, the fight of it. There's a lot of people saying that this is just a whitewash.
Hey, hold on, real quick, man. Did your avatar have breasts, man? This is some weird shit, bro.
Breast plants? What you talking about?
Never mind. Go ahead.
It's Dudley from Street Fighter.
I'm just saying, look like he got breasts, but go ahead, bro.
Yeah, the nigga look like he got titties on him. I just happened to look at it.
It's just kind of awkward, bro.
Disrespect Dudley like that, man. That dude would beat everybody.
Well, if that's not a chick, he got the mean case of breast cancer.
Dudley be in circles on y'all, man. Look at this. Look at them boxing gloves, man.
All right, bro. He got a boxing glove.
Get him a sports bra.
Yeah, man.
Bro, people get intimidated in the weigh-in with that haircut, man. Look at that haircut, man.
Nigga, that's a comb over. Who's intimidated by that shit? That nigga got a Sammy Davis Jr. comb over.
This nigga got a tranny as an avatar in this motherfucking live stream. All right, bro, go ahead. What was you saying?
With the double D's.
I said that I think. Dang, bro, stop disrespecting Dudley like that, bro.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, I'm saying that I think that Keith Thurman is not going to knock out Pacquiao. I picked him to win. Don't get me wrong. I feel like he's going to win like 7 rounds to 5. But I don't think he's going to knock out Pacquiao. I don't really buy so much into Keith Thurman. He's just like the next.
You You say you don't buy too much into him. What do you mean by that?
I don't buy too much into Keith Thurman. Like, I mean, what some of the fans are saying that he's just going to go in there and smoke Pacquiao.
Oh, okay. We do know you're a huge Manny Pacquiao fan, right? You got him number one pound.
Yeah, yeah. I can admit when somebody's going to lose or whatnot. I can admit a lot of things about Pacquiao. Okay. And when it comes to Pacquiao, I feel like he would be the number one fighter at welterweight if he fixed most of his flaws. But
he can't cut off. He can't cut off.
40 years old. At 40 years old, if he fixes his flaws, he'd be number one. If you're 40 years old, hey, I don't think you can fix shit at that point. I mean,
the thing with Manny Pacquiao,
I legitimately think you can.
Okay. Well,
what I was trying to say was I legitimately think you can, because there are tons of fighters that went past 40 and did it. Of course, they're rare, but you can still do it. I feel like it depends on what type of training and what type of coach you have. You know,
but hold on, Battle. But the thing with Manny Pacquiao is he hasn't learned in his whole career how to cut off the ring. That's why he will lose. He will lose to a mover all the time. These are just facts.
Yeah.
He will.
I understand that. That's what I'm saying.
So somebody like Crawford, somebody like Thurman, Floyd, they're all bad matchups for him because they will beat him. All they have to do is move. He struggles with movers, and Thurman has that. He has power.
Patton was a mover.
Thurman be fading though. Thurman be fading, and he got buzzed by Jose Cito.
Patton came to fight Manny
by split decision. I got him.
Patton
ain't gonna dominate shit.
Man, get out of here, Julie.
What
sometimes I don't even. Jalik, you is something else, fam.
Yeah, bro.
I
got to figure it out now.
But Jalik,
you something else, bro.
Jalik say shit to piss you off.
Mic up,
Garcia. He barely got.
This nigga Mike distorted. Am I the only one who heard that?
Like a split decision.
He barely beat Danny.
Danny Garcia Importer was like split decisions. I had him winning unanimous, but the nigga he fading. Y'all don't see that? He's fading. And many
what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say
what's your point?
What I'm trying to say is he's not going to dominate Manny Pacquiao. That's what I'm trying to say.
It's a possibility that he could.
Jalik, you want to bet? Hey, Jalik, do you want to bet?
Listen, I'm gonna get back to you. We got.
No, nigga, don't get back to me. No, fuck that, nigga. No, hold up. No,
take up the whole chat.
Man, ain't taking up no whole chat.
Nah, you ain't taking up nothing. We got
right here, bro. Say, hold up, Jalik.
The floor is yours.
Jalik, how much do you want to fucking bet?
Listen. You trying to build up your press passes. I see what you doing.
Press, nigga, I don't need that.
Listen.
Hold up. Say, hold up. Say, hold up, cuz. Hold up.
Jalik, why don't you keep it boxing? Just keep it boxing.
No. Hold up, I'm boxing.
Turning into low key.
No.
Hold on. Wait a minute. You know the shout out is coming. The shout out is coming in. He's gonna jump in the chat.
But he can't fuck with
what I told you.
You just said it, Charlie. You got this nigga figured out, bro.
Say, hold up, look, can y'all hear me?
All right, real quick. All right.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Look, Jalik, you was a sucker, fam. Like, you was a real sucker. Like, nigga, you mentioned my name like 100 times. Nigga, every time I'm on this live, nigga, you want to talk to me. So stop sitting up here talking about I can't fuck with you. A nigga who can't fuck with a nigga ain't gonna say nothing to a nigga. Simple as that. But for a dumbass nigga like you to sit up here and believe in the Manny Pacquiao, the nigga who we seen against Adrian Broner, we talking about the guy who throw one punch, maybe two punches. Well, we'll be lucky as fuck if he throw three punches in a combo. Nigga, stop talking all that shit and put your money where your mouth is, nigga. I guarantee you Thurman dominate Pacquiao.
So you gonna say we got him by knockout?
Challenge
on that, but I already told you.
Nigga, I said bet your money, nigga.
Let's bet on what? I don't
nigga bet
winning the fight.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Winning, so I'm not gonna bet you, but
yeah, well, shut the fuck up, man.
I bet you he won't dominate. He's gonna be like a split decision. That nigga be fading. He start off.
Yeah, I understand.
He overmove around the ring. He moves too much. He's been out of fights. The nigga got buzzed against Jose.
How you know, Jalik? How many gyms you done been to?
Yeah, but Jalik, you gotta put in like before Thurman versus Josecito Lopez. Thurman was dominating him from rounds 1 to 7, bro.
Yeah, until
1
he
to
got
5.
hurt.
1 to
Manny
5.
Pacquiao is
One
getting
to
his
two,
numbers
he got hurt in the
because
70 or
Manny
something.
It was
Pacquiao is
one
getting his
round.
numbers
It was
because.
literally one round that he got buzzed in.
So if you get buzzed by
So
him,
But he
come
what you
on,
chased
think
it.
man.
Manny gonna
But he
do?
chased his ass around the rest of them shits.
What you think
Are you
Manny
black?
gonna do?
So
Jalik, you ever been buzzed in the ring? Oh, that's right. You a nigga who would never lace them up. Nigga, the more laced up you do is that wax on your goddamn dreads, huh?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
gonna yeah. Like
Why
I
you
said, I don't
can't
want
answer my question?
to
Have
take
you
up the
ever
whole
been in a
chat, but I'll
goddamn
tell
ring?
you
I
this.
ain't talking about, look, nigga, you an expert in mountain climbing, nigga.
Did he
You're not
just
an
say?
expert in boxing.
Did this nigga say Jalik had a
Listen,
lace front?
nah, listen,
Oh
listen.
man,
ILTV, ILTV, I fuck with you, and I'm gonna go on your radio
golly.
station on your motherfucking turf, and we gonna go 1-on-1 in this boxing debate. You can't fuck with me, and I'm
Nah,
gonna tell
bro.
you this, and I'm gonna tell you this,
You ain't worthy.
ILTV.
You one of them unworthy niggas.
Nah,
You
nah,
no,
listen.
no,
I
no,
see how you do. You
no.
peep a nigga scene out, and then you say, "Oh, I'm gonna do
No.
this, do
I
this."
fuck with niggas
Keith
like Black
Thurman, you making
Horseman.
excuses.
No, let me tell you something. Niggas who
How
I
the
wanna
cock nigga say
No,
Young
hold on,
Thurman?
let me tell
Thurman
you
ain't
something,
even
fam.
big no more.
Let me tell you some real shit. Niggas on my platform who I get on there, I fuck with niggas like Black Horseman. That's niggas like Charles D. Them niggas who I want on my platform, because these niggas ain't gonna do a lot of hoping and a wishing and a wishing and a hoping and a reaching and shit. Nigga like you just say
How
shit.
am I reaching? How am I reaching when the
Bro, you reach
fans
on a
turned?
lot of shit.
Listen, the fans turned on him because it doesn't appear that he believes in themselves. How the fuck you want people to
Who gives
follow
a
you?
fuck what the
Well, that's
fans
not the
think?
topic. But we talking
That's
about.
part of your thing. That's part of
Who
your
gives,
ticket
but
for what
Jalik,
you did.
who gives
We
a
don't
fuck
talk
what the
about that.
fans, but who gives a fuck what the fans think if them niggas ain't never been in the
But
ring?
y'all
Them
saying the
niggas
same
ain't boxing
thing.
for millions.
yeah,
Them
but
niggas ain't
Jalik,
boxing.
just what the fans think isn't gonna change the outcome in the fight, bro. The
But you
fans
said
can't
people
fight
was
for
hating,
you.
right? Then y'all mentioned that people was hating
The fans
on
can't
Keith
fight for
Thurman.
you.
Nobody's
Say
hating on
it's,
Keith Thurman. That's
nah,
what
but
I'm trying to
instead of you
explain.
being
Nobody's
Jalik the
hating on him.
leader, you should be Jalik the fan. That's why I'm gonna start calling you
Man.
Jalik the fan. You're no longer
Yo,
Jalik the leader.
put that. I look forward to that interview you got with Keith Thurman coming up. I look forward to that shit.
Nigga,
So
I look forward to any interview you do, cause nigga, the only thing you done ever touched was nigga like the 12th or 14th row in the stands, nigga. Talking about press,
That
talking
interview
about
gonna
press.
get made.
Hold on,
Put
cuz.
that shit
This
gonna
nigga,
get like a million
hold
views.
up. This nigga talking about press passes. Nigga, ask me how many press passes I done had, nigga.
Oh man, yeah, you gotta stay in your lane, family. You gotta stay in your lane. Stop clout chasing.
Ask,
That interview
Stop
with
clout
Keith
chasing,
Thurman
bro.
gonna do like a million views. I bet you. He gonna be at Keith old high school. He gonna be with his family. I can see it. Watch. You saying
So,
all the right shit, boy.
Ahmed, what up, man?
man, what's going on, man?
Yeah, how's it going?
Oh man, we just talking about these clout chasers, man. We're talking about Thurman Pacquiao's numbers. What's your thoughts, man, on this whole topic? You there, Ahmed?
What are you guys talking about? Yeah, what are you talking
Thurman
about?
Thurman Pacquiao pay-per-view numbers. We're talking about these clout chasers. Look like Crawford and Spence big mad, and obviously it's a lot of fans. A lot of boxing fans that is against Keith Thurman. They mad that this guy's back on the scene. He's about to be on pay-per-view. They're trying to say that he's washed and he fades and all this stuff, man. What's your thoughts on him?
Uh, I'm not mad at it. I like the fight. I like it better than the Spence fight. I think
Uh-oh.
Spence Porter is better.
You said
But
Spencer Porter is better?
no. I rather see Spence fight Porter than Pacquiao. I think Spence will beat Pacquiao at this stage of Pacquiao's career.
I agree. Yeah.
With Thurman, I think it's a bit more. It's a bit more like.
Question mark, right? Like,
It's a question mark. I
right,
don't think
right.
Thurman might not be the same guy. We don't. I know people are going to say Pacquiao's not the same guy, but Thurman's had a lot of injuries, inactivity, so it'll be a good measuring stick to see where both guys are. Because if Thurman wins convincingly, then I think the Thurman Spence fight, assuming Spence beats Porter, will be a good fight to make just before Spence and Crawford see if Spence beats Thurman and Porter. Yeah, so say if Thurman wins and then Spence wins his fight and beats Porter, then that'll be a big fight next year. Then the winner of that could go on to fight Crawford.
Yeah. For undisputed. That's what we want. That's what we talk about on UDC, man. Actual best fighting the best and getting undisputed matchup, but these guys got to unify first. We about to have this WBA unification, the regular and the super, and we got to see if Keith. I mean, this is Keith's first pay-per-view. It's crazy because this guy has done more at the welterweight division. He's been the longest champ at welterweight division than all of these other current champions, the WBC, the IBF, and the WBO. And this guy is barely about to be on pay-per-view.
Horseman.
He should have got stripped, though, Black Horseman. He should have got stripped.
He vacated one already, but
he should have got stripped, man.
Hold up, who is that? Dudley? Dudley, who is you to say Keith Thurman should have got stripped?
He should have been.
Me?
He called this nigga Dudley.
That's what I'm saying.
Who is you?
He should have lost.
These niggas get out here trying to like Jesus Christ. He should have been stripped. He relinquished one of his goddamn belts, man.
He did it because they was
You
going
sound like you about to have a heart attack.
I'm saying he back.
ITV need to chill,
listen,
man.
He relinquished that title because they was gonna strip him of one of the motherfuckers. He was holding up the fucking division.
They should have been stripped.
All right, so Charles, you feel like he should have vacated the WBA too?
No, stripped.
He already vacated one. He should just
should have been stripped of it.
He should have been stripped. He should have been stripped.
It because he was holding up the division.
I think Pacquiao should have.
It's funny y'all saying all of that, right? But what has all these other welterweights done since he's been?
Don't get me wrong, Black Horseman. Don't get me wrong, Black Horseman. They've been doing the same thing, but at least they fought.
He's been active, innit?
Who did they fight?
That's a big. No, you gotta be active.
They was active. Like they was active. I'm not saying there was a good competition. I can't stand the welterweight division, but they've been active more than Keith Thurman.
I'm not sure on this, but was Mayweather stripped?
Still ain't surpassed Keith, but go ahead.
Hey, I can't remember y'all, but was Mayweather stripped when he took that 18-month layout?
Yeah, of course. No,
I can't remember. I'm just asking.
He vacated.
Because Floyd said he was retired, though, right?
But you can't not fight for 2 years.
I'm saying, but that's the difference, though, right? Then Floyd say he was retired.
He did retire.
Yeah,
you talking about?
Look, y'all talking about these sanctions and stuff. WBA, WBC, IBF, and IBO with WBO, they make their own sanctions, man.
Right.
It ain't like football to where, or any other type of sport where you can strip something or something. These dudes make their own rules, man.
The dude did not fight for 2 years. He never fulfilled any mandatories. He should have been either stripped.
Hey, the bottom line is, man, I see a lot of crime, man. Hey, Keith got the WBA. He's still a champion. He's the longest reigning champion in the welterweight division right now, currently. He has a better wins, better resume than all these other guys in the welterweight division. Y'all gotta stop being mad, bro.
What they gonna say when Pacquiao and Thurman pay-per-view do better than Spence, Crawford? What they gonna say then?
Spence, Crawford?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about Spence. No, I'm talking about then Spence pay-per-view and then Crawford pay-per-view they had. I'm saying, what are y'all gonna say?
I don't know about that, man.
You said $1 million? Come on, man. How the fuck you gonna do it?
Someone's gonna.
No.
It's gonna be close.
I think it
more than like 400,000.
Yes, it will. It will. Yes, it will.
So you telling me if Spence and Mikey so you telling me people love Mikey Garcia more than they love Pacquiao?
Stop.
What did Pacquiao Bruno?
When we're talking,
I'm asking a question. That's a question.
I got a quick question.
Hold on, y'all. Listen, hey, real quick, because we got a lot of real quick. Hey, when y'all hear that, I just kind of need it, get the audio straight.
Yes, sir.
We got a lot of people on the panel, one at a time, please. All right, go ahead.
I just got one quick question. You said that Thurman has the best resume right now, right?
Somebody got echo, bro.
That's not me.
It's ITV.
That's me.
It might be.
He's not echoing.
You got it in the aux. You got the aux cord in or something?
Yeah, nigga, we all sound like DJ Clue.
Okay. Go. I still hear a little bit.
I don't got it in no aux cord no more.
Okay, we good.
Nah, I don't hear it no more. Yeah, my question is, you said Thurman got the best resume at welterweight right now, right?
Still hear it.
Except for Manny
Pacquiao. Yeah, but I was just about to say, but isn't Manny's resume at welter better than fucking Thurman's?
Yeah, better than everybody's in boxing.
Yeah. But that's the thing about it. He can ready to fight Manny. So if he beats Manny, that's
a difference though, Charles. We don't look at Manny the same as we used to look.
Yeah, I was about to say this is not the same Manny that was fighting.
That's correct, Charles. Though, yeah, of course. Charles. I mean, he's fighting a legend. So I mean, Manny Pacquiao's a legend. He's done more in the welterweight division than all of these niggas. You know what I mean?
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
So Broner versus Manny did 400 and I think
Nah, it
440
was
paper
300.
400. No, it's 404. I just looked it up. It was 440 pay-per-view buys or something like that.
Who won by?
No,
So
Spence and Mikey
Broner
did more though. How could that do?
Broner, hold on,
Man.
Broner versus Manny did 400 plus pay-per-view buys.
Okay.
So for Keith Thurman versus Manny, I would say I don't think IOTBA is off. I think it'd be close to maybe 900 pay-per-view buys.
That might be over the top.
I don't know about that.
That's a lot of Manny fans tuning in.
But look though, how do you think? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think it's going to be
Thurman's a more known fighter. Just look at their viewership on regular TV. Thurman's viewership is better.
Okay,
Yeah, that's more people tune in.
Quick. I'm biased. You saying Thurman is a more known fighter than AB?
Yep.
I don't know about that.
That's not the name I'm biased because if I recall correctly, Peter Quillen and what's the dude from Mayweather? They have amazing numbers on free TV, and you know they ain't gonna be on a pay per view no time soon.
Yeah.
So like when it comes to Keith Thurman, he does have a fan base, but I legitimately feel like most of his hardcore fans just are not big enough to surpass that $900,000 mark.
I just checked. It was 400. Initially, it was reported 300, so I was incorrect. So it was rounded up to 400,000.
Hey, Charles D.
But 900,000 is a reach, man. That's saying more than double. I think Broner's a big name in his own right as well.
Yeah, but more people
Can I ask you a question,
hold on. Can I just say this?
About a Broner who was coming off multiple losses, man.
Exactly, and that's why most people. Hold on, let me just say this. Most people saw like what you guys are saying. Thurman struggle with Josecito Lopez. People think that, right? So they're gonna say this fight is more competitive, which means they're gonna want to see it more, which means more people are gonna want to buy it.
What I'm saying is maybe 700,000 might be accurate. 759 is.
But that's good.
Almost
How many? Let me ask you a question. How many? But ain't 750,000 good though, fam?
That is good, but I'm saying 900. Canelo Triple G didn't even do. They done just 900.
But look, Canelo, that's my thing right here. Canelo and Triple G ain't no Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, I know that. But the fight, the actual fight.
And look, Charles D, you witness to this, and I know some other brothers who was on my live stream the other day witness to this. Look, Pacquiao is loved by the Mexicans. Charles D, how many Mexicans did I ask who was gonna win the fight? And they all said Pacquiao.
That whole fucking gym went against you.
But the point is,
that nigga was like, "Who's winning?" Thurman Pacquiao. There's like Pacquiao. Why?
Bro, Mexicans love Pacquiao, fam.
Because he's Pacquiao. That was their answer.
Wow.
Look, I went to 2 gyms, Black Horseman. Nigga, in one gym, it was 99%. In the other gym, in one gym, it was 99% Hispanic, 1% black. In the other gym I went to, it was 100% Hispanic. Nigga, everybody in that except 1%. Well, I just say 1% is one person, one Mexican person who said Pacquiao. Then I was talking that shit. Then he switched to Thurman. So I really believe he still think Pacquiao gonna win. But Charles, am I lying when every Mexican said Pacquiao?
Nah, I was watching.
Well,
Pacquiao beat a lot of Mexicans in his prime.
Yep, he beat a lot of legends.
But the thing is, I personally feel. I personally feel.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead and make your comment. Then I'm gonna read something in the chat.
I personally feel like when it comes to that, I think that's being really, really generous. Pacquiao versus Bradley 3, I think, did around 400 pay-per-view buys. Again, even though that's still good compared to some of these fighters that's fighting right now. It's not really good for Manny Pacquiao compared to other people.
Which one is that? Which one is that? Which fight are you talking about?
It was a third one. It was a
third
one.
Tell me how the first one did.
The first one, I think the first one did much better than that one. But
okay, then. So you got to understand this right here. When you make an analogy, Keith Thurman, he bringing a lot to the table. Them Filipino people are hurt. This nigga said he gonna retire Manny Pacquiao. Them are some strong words, Black Horseman.
Yeah.
Black Horseman. Yeah. Black Horseman. Them are some strong words. I was looking at an interview yesterday with a Filipino man.
Huh? He made Manny take off his glasses when he said that shit.
I was looking at, bro, look, I'm telling you, Filipinos and Mexicans, they love Manny Pacquiao. Look, I'm saying 1 million because that's just how much respect I got for Manny Pacquiao. And like with Keith Thurman, the extra shit he talking, you know, I just think it's gonna do real good. I think it's gonna blow by what Earl did. I think it's gonna extremely blow by what Mr. 125 to 150,000 pay-per-views in Crawford did.
Wow. Damn.
It's gonna blow by.
I didn't get that
Shit.
Well,
The
that's
Super
true.
Series
It
could be on
will.
fucking pay-per-view and that shit I outsell Crawford's.
I'm a Crawford fan, and I gotta agree with that.
Omaha dude. Man.
Yeah, I think Pacquiao Khan would have done good numbers, man. That would have been a big
Yep.
fight.
I agree with that
They
too.
missed the boat.
And then look,
So you know what it's saying? Pacquiao's a draw.
Look, I'm
man.
trying to
Big
see.
draw.
we
Yeah,
see
Pacquiao and
Pacquiao
Khan
out of
used to spar
character
with each
too.
other too.
We
They
see
used to spar
Pacquiao.
against each other. And Khan wanted that fight.
We see Pacquiao out of character too. We don't see Pacquiao talk no shit. Usually I don't talk trash to my opponent.
Bro, it's plenty of fighters that trash talk Pacquiao, and Pacquiao had to change up his game a little bit. Bradley was trash talking Pacquiao in the rematch. He was like, "I'm gonna knock you out, Manny Pacquiao, like we're gonna see in the ring." They do that all the time with Pacquiao. You just have to see enough of his fights. When it comes to Manny Pacquiao, I think his star power is good, but it's not gonna do no 700,000. I think my guess is gonna be around 400,000 and 500,000.
Okay,
Yo,
real
gonna be
quick.
between that.
Real quick. Let me ask you. Hey, Battle. Let me ask you real quick. So, just on Pacquiao alone, how many viewers or how many buys you think he'll bring alone, just himself? I'm talking about around 400.
I think about he probably do most of it, so it'll probably be around like 380. I'd say probably for like Pacquiao. He probably do most of it.
And so with the magnitude of this type of fight, you know, like kind of what IOTBA is pointing out, this nigga threatening to retire his ass, make him a full-time senator. This is for an actual WBA super belt, you know, so where he can be a champion again in the welterweight division. Seems like the Filipinos and the Mexicans are gonna be like, man, this is our opportunity to see if Manny Pacquiao still got it or if he is gonna get retired. You don't think it's gonna bring a lot of attention? So with this, all that playing into the factor, you don't think it could reach up there like that, like 7?
Nah, just because like their stock value has dropped too much. You know, it's been so up in arms about who's the number one welterweight, and then
if
you know
this
Keith
is a retirement,
Thurman.
let me just give you an example. If it's a possibility, it could be somebody's last game or last event. You remember when Kobe had his last game, and we know the kind of fan base he has. It's like everybody want to come out and see your last hoorah. What if this is his last hoorah? You think motherfuckers ain't gonna want to see this shit?
Hey, I can speak on one. Look,
They would if Manny Pacquiao officially announced he was retiring.
Look, I was at Dirk. Look, I'm from Dallas, Texas. I was at Dirk Nowitzki last game, bro. It was amazing. Say, Black Horseman, you made a great point, fam. Like last fight, like Thurman said, this is gonna be his last fight. And not only about that, I want y'all to read into this right here. Like, this is a big opportunity. If Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman, that put him back on top.
Facts.
We will never see unification because he ain't going nowhere near. He ain't going there. He ain't going near no one else.
Charles, you know how big it would be for Manny to beat the undefeated, longest reigning welterweight current champion?
No. I know how big that'll be, but you know he ain't going near Spencer Crawford after that shit.
But why wouldn't he fight him, bro? If he fight Keith Thurman, bro, why y'all Charles D? You talking like that? Bad style matchup. Charles D, no, it ain't even about. Look, bro, how can we say bad style matchup when Pacquiao done fought everybody, fam?
Everybody.
Yeah, but this we talking about 40-year-old Pac-Man. We're not talking about.
It don't matter. He still got that in him, fam.
Hey, man. Bernard still thought he had it in him until a nigga put his ass on the score table.
Okay, I'm glad you said Bernard, but Bernard was 50-something. At 40-something, Bernard couldn't be fucked with. At 40-something, Bernard couldn't be fucked with.
UGC, can I jump in?
40 is totally different. Oh, what's up, man? Yeah.
Let me say something real quick about Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is solidified Hall of Famer, legend, 8-time world champion, 8th division world champion.
Can't take it from him.
Let me tell you something. If this brother beat Keith Thurman, or even if he loses to Keith Thurman, this brother is solidified. He don't need to fight Spence. These guys gotta make their own or become their own legend. And you can't just pick it off Manny Pacquiao. You can't just keep trying. These guys gotta do their own thing. If I'm Spence and Spence is a monster, Spence ain't tripping off Manny. He wanna fight the younger guys. I'm telling y'all.
Well,
Manny is fight. Manny is just a money fight, man. He solidified.
Okay, so what happened? Okay, so if Manny wins,
let me say this real quick,
if Manny does win, you think he steps down? That's it? He hangs it up?
He can retire whether he loses or wins, in my opinion.
Let me tell you something. Manny Pacquiao's a warrior. Manny Pacquiao straight up warrior. If Heyman presents that fight, oh yeah, we want you to get in there, Spence. You best believe him and Boo Boy gonna be in that gym hitting the mitts.
But Ross Clark, if he get in there with Thurman, why don't you think he'll get in there with them, fam?
Yeah, that's true.
He ain't get in there with them before this shit.
Ross Clark, it ain't never been nobody since we've been watching Manny Pacquiao fight. Now look, one thing about Manny Pacquiao, we can't question if he'll fight a motherfucker. Now, people could question if Floyd Mayweather want to fight people. I'm just saying, there's been questions out there. One thing about Manny, we can't question if this nigga will fight somebody.
Hold on. Let him rip.
Like in Manny Pacquiao, he done fought everybody. So we can't question if he'll get in the ring with somebody. Now, bro, I agree with you. He is old. But you got to understand, he's still a old dog in him, fam. He beat Adrian Broner, even though I know Adrian Broner ain't what he used to be. But Adrian Broner could still beat a lot of people. Probably not the top tier people, but he could beat the people under the top tier.
AB can't beat himself. Fuck out of here with that shit. I lost all hope in AB.
Let me say this real quick, because this is one thing that
Pacquiao warrior.
All right, you breaking up, Rascal. You breaking up, bro.
We know he a warrior, nigga. Damn, we know that. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's why he a legend. That's why he in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to tell you. He a warrior. It ain't never been no fight out there. Manny Pacquiao. Hey, can I ask the panel a question? Have there been any fight out there that Manny Pacquiao ain't want to take?
Yeah, I can legitimately say that. I'm a Pacquiao fan. He didn't want to take the fight with Maidana. He didn't want to fight with Crawford. He didn't want to take the fight with. And I don't Sean on that one.
But you talk about Maidana. Maidana was under the PBC tutelage, fam. And we all know about PBC right now.
What are you talking about?
That's true.
No. Maidana. You talking about he didn't want to fight Maidana? Is that what you said?
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Okay, so look,
he didn't.
No, let me break something to you. Now, back then it may have looked like that, but if we go years later, now to 2019, and we see the way PBC operate, is it that Manny Pacquiao didn't want to fight Maidana, or PBC didn't want to make these fights with these guys?
Yep, PBC
that's a good point. That is a good point. You're right.
Let me say
You're
this.
Right. That's a good point.
PBC did not want to make that fight because let's be honest, Danny Garcia also got offered to fight Manny Pacquiao, and Danny turned it down. Why? Probably PBC.
Hey, let me say this, because I saw in the interview they asked Keith this. Keith says to become a legend, you have to be the legend, or you end up beating everybody that's in your weight class to create your own legacy. Do y'all agree with that? Do you think that by beating Manny Pacquiao, he automatically becomes a legend by beating a legend?
So Jeff Horn's a legend.
I look at it as more of the passing of the torch. I'm not giving him legend status until he fights everyone else in the fucking division.
Okay, so like say for example, before y'all rip, because like say for example, like we've seen in the past, like say for instance, like when Ali, even though he was over the hill, who would he get beat by? Spinks or something like that? Holmes. Okay, like did Holmes automatically become like a legend by beating Ali?
Let me ask that.
He'll become a legend.
He beat.
Let me tell you what happened to Holmes. Let me tell you what happened to Holmes real quick. They hated him. They hated him because he beat the shit out of Ali in that last fight. Bro, look, and one thing about it, look, he had so much respect for Ali.
Tyson made him pay for that shit.
Yeah, Tyson did make him pay, but he didn't want to even throw his right hand at Ali like that much. But he beat the state. People hated.
He definitely did that.
They hated Larry Holmes for the way he beat. They hated him. I'm sorry, Black Horseman. Go ahead.
No, but I just wanted to get y'all thoughts on that. Do y'all agree with what Keith said? Like,
Jeff Horn is not a legend. Jeff Horn's not a legend.
Right? Yeah, I forgot. I mean, but we gotta agree that Jeff Horn kind of catapulted after that. You know, he was a nothing. He was a school teacher for all we knew.
Oh, that is true.
And then after he beat Manny Pacquiao, he became kind of a low-key star. Like, damn, this motherfucker is a teacher upgraded to motherfucking nigga who beat Manny's ass. So
and Black,
Yeah.
And
He
this
didn't
is in
beat niggas'
boxing.
ass.
Oh, I'm sorry. And this is in boxing history right here, fam. Like, legends always fight the young guys coming up. We done seen fights where legends beat these young guys, and we done seen fights where these young guys beat these legends. So this is a normal thing in boxing. And this is big. And absolutely, this win right here will be big on Keith Thurman's resume. Because I don't give a damn what nobody say 40, 50, 60 years when we dead and gone. And people looking back at Keith Thurman, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, man, he beat Manny Pacquiao.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even what's that guy in that beat Hopkins? Somebody mentioned Hopkins. Even though he was 50 years old, they like, damn, this knocked this nigga out. Joe Smith knocked his ass off the ring. Like, damn.
Yeah, that was me. He put Hopkins right on the fucking scores table.
And look, we acting like Manny Pacquiao, and we acting like even though he a regular champion, which that count as a real world champ, he's a world champion, fam. Let's not miss. We no. Pacquiao. See, we look at this fight as the fact.
Pacquiao no champion.
Pacquiao is a fucking champion.
When? Not right now, he ain't.
He's the regular
is.
champ.
He got the regular.
Who said he ain't no champion?
Pacquiao's the regular champ.
Who said he ain't no champ?
Thurman's
Jaleel the casual.
Hold up. Who just said he ain't no champ?
Jaleel
the
shot
casual.
yourself in the foot again, man.
This is crazy. How many? It's only one.
He's the regular champion.
Man, sorry, bro. Jaleel. You know what? I ain't gonna argue with you on that. Jaleel, I agree. Look, this is the one time I'm gonna agree with him. I kind of agree. I think it's them too many belts. I look at Keith Thurman as the real champion.
Still got a strap.
I look at Keith Thurman as the real champion.
He still got a strap. Unlike Tyson Fury claiming that lineal shit.
But no,
this dude got a belt that physically goes around his waist.
Yeah, but let's be honest though. Pacquiao is a champion. He is a champion, bro.
He's a former champion. And I'm gonna say this about beating a legend. Tarver didn't become a legend after he beat Roy Jones twice. You can't be a legend. It helps you, but you got to build your own name up. That's why people be calling us.
So, Jaleel, you telling me?
Because I was on.
So that didn't do nothing. That didn't do nothing for Tarver when he fucking stretched Roy.
It helped them.
But they was the same age though. They came up together, Black.
But as soon after, right after the fight, he lost to Glenn Johnson. He got dominated by Bernard Hopkins.
That has nothing
to do with that. But what does that mean? They was the same age. That means no one had a leg up.
No. I'm saying. I'm saying they was. No. That's what I'm saying. Charles D
was fighting in the '96 Olympics with Floyd. He was in the same amateur program as Floyd and Klitschko.
Yep, look at this little young ass nigga trying to talk that shit. Hold up now. You can't fuck with me, but talk that shit, Jaleel.
Hey, real quick. I think it really all comes down to how you beat that legend as well. Because we brought up Jeff Horn. Keep in mind that was a very controversial win, whereas Larry Holmes beat. Larry Holmes beat Ali, comfortably.
Badly.
So I think that also has to do with it. So it remains to be seen how Keith Thurman. I think he's going to beat Pacquiao. That's just me.
So you just saying how severe the ass.
So basically, to go back to the question, so do y'all think that what does it do for Keith's career by beating Manny Pacquiao? Does it do nothing, or does it actually?
Okay. It'll do a lot, but we talk about how he beats him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if he whoops his ass like he say he's going to do,
right?
Then I can see stock through the roof. No one second guessing this motherfucker. I mean,
basically,
question.
You guys can all agree that him beating, say if he go in there and he stopped Manny Pacquiao, just obliterate his ass, that he definitely goes light years above everybody else. I mean, he's already above the other welterweights, in my opinion, based on what he's already done. But then he just fucking finishes off Pacquiao.
I think it'll make him A-side against anybody he could fight in the welterweight division if he were to do that.
Wow.
That's what I think. Baby? What up, ILTBA?
My boy, I was like, who is that talking? Then I had to look at the picture.
Yeah, he snuck into the back door.
Because him and Ambias sound the same and shit.
And Jaleel, real quick, you can't fuck with ILTBA. He was when y'all was talking about press credentials, he was like Danny. Hold on. He was like Danny Garcia, and you was like Rod Salka. You got stopped. So come on, Jaleel, be real.
Listen, y'all gonna
Nah,
ask IOTB. I want IOTB one-on-one. Like I said, I don't want to dominate the conversation because I want to give everybody else a
Nigga, we
chance.
gave you a
I
moment.
want
We gave a
IOTB
moment of silence for
one-on-one.
you to fight back.
One-on-one.
hold on, look,
I'm gonna
this
do it live at
crazy.
one.
Hold
Listen,
on,
I'm
this
gonna do
nigga,
it live at
hold
one.
on,
Y'all
hold on.
niggas.
Hold on real quick,
IOTB, I
Jaleel.
ain't even show y'all what I got in my game. I just be on my C game
Jaleel,
with you. I ain't even putting my
oh
A
my
game on none of this shit.
God.
I ain't even
Oh,
putting
All
my
right.
that's
A
cool.
I
game on this
think
All
boxing
right,
shit.
Jalik, the floor is yours. Go ahead, man.
I think we should pick a day where all of us fall back and we just let IOTBA
Do it.
I'm
and
ready to fall
Jalik.
back now.
All right, we could do that right now. I'll
Yeah, I'm ready
jump
to
right
fall
off
back
the
now.
call.
We gonna
Now
call Jalik.
I'm about to go work out.
We gonna call Jalik on his shit. Everybody's gonna be quiet, and you and IOTBA can go at it. Yeah, Jalik.
We can talk about whatever. We can talk
Ring the
about
bell, Black.
fantasy boxing. Fantasy boxing, we can do that. Tyson
Sound that
versus
bell off.
Wilder, we can do that. But like ITB, I fucks with you, my nigga. But listen,
Bam.
don't get
Come
your
on, man.
head
The bell
swollen
rang. You
and
can't.
get beat.
Bell rang,
You
man.
rambling, bro. It's time to
I'm
swing.
about to go to the gym. But
Yeah.
he at the
Oh
gym himself
shit.
too.
Exactly.
I'm about to go to the mountain.
Hey, Jalik. Hey, Jalik.
But yeah,
Jalik.
We about to see
Your
Jalik in
mic
the
is
chat.
super. Your mic is super low. I can't hear you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is hard to hear you, Jalik.
Yeah.
So I think we should do that for real though.
I
Like,
can hear him
just
enough if
pick
he
a
gonna
day.
debate.
These two dudes can debate each other. We'll fall back. Jalik, pick a day that's good for you. Where workout is not
Nah, I'm gonna be
gonna
honest with you,
interfere.
man. IOTBA, that nigga like Anua. He a monster in this shit. He need to get some tune ups.
hey yo, I trust. Look, a lot of niggas look.
And
And you know
I've
what?
low key. Hold on, real quick. I've been ignoring Mexican fight fan in the chat because like, man, look, bro, you can't just be out here clout. There's a lot of clout chasing ass niggas, man. I know niggas that's thorough in this motherfucking debate ring, and you can't just be clout chasing and talking about, oh, the nigga ducking me, man. This nigga ain't ducking you, Mex fight fan. Who have you debated, bro? You got
I've
to
never
Man,
heard of.
Mexican fight fan, you ain't got one fucking video, nigga. I can't take you serious.
yeah, like you ain't even putting up no.
Look. I could take Jalika a little serious because I one thing I can say, this nigga is consistent. He be on there working. I see him putting up video. So I could take a nigga like him serious before I take a nigga like Mexican fight fan. A nigga we don't even know who the fuck he is. He's a heavyweight champion of the world, sir.
I mean, this nigga's not even an amateur. You don't have an amateur career. Like, put up a video, do something. We don't even know your credentials. We can't check
And
your.
this is what Jalik right here. Jalik, let me holler at you, fam. You sit up here and talk about we don't go one-on-one. When these nigga, countless times, shut the fuck up and let us go back and forth with each other one-on-one. So shut that shit up you talking about. Talking about you on your C game. No, nigga, you be hold up real quick, I'm almost through. Talking about you be on your C game. No, nigga, when you come fuck with all TBA, nigga, you be incomplete, nigga. Incomplete. Fuck.
Yeah,
Let
nigga.
me
Jalik.
say this.
I
Let me
told
say
you,
this
bro. You
too.
need some
Listen, this
tune-ups.
is how it's gonna go. I'm gonna get Black. Me and Black gonna get her. Me and Black gonna go one-on-one
Man,
on
keep
that
my name out your
Charlo
mouth,
shit.
bro.
Hey, Jalik,
And
let me
Red
tell you
Glove.
something.
You can't fuck with
Listen,
me.
listen, listen. Let me say
This
something.
nigga
Hold
is
on,
the
fam. Hold
double-list,
on, fam. Like you
talkingest,
always say
clout
to me.
chasing ass
And
nigga
me
ever,
and you,
bro. Stop.
LTBA, we gonna get in it. And one thing about me, I don't clout chase. Y'all niggas listen.
Nigga, please.
And
Yeah,
when
you
it comes
do.
to debates, I'm really the A side. Y'all really can't fuck with me. I'm gonna really show y'all what I got on this boxing debate. Where it's straight one-on-one. And whoever
This
wins on
nigga,
that
so you know what?
and
Jalik,
I'm
if you
Sorry,
were
riding
the
Why
A
this
and
side,
nigga
you
act
wouldn't have
like
to
watch this.
show us
I'm
what you
riding
could
against
do. We
Red
would already
Glove.
know.
We'll go
That
all
nigga the
against y'all
soldier
niggas.
boy of this
And I'm
group.
tired of and one thing I'm tired of debating is the water
this
contracts. I'm not
nigga.
debating the water Shelly Finkel shit no more. I'm done with that.
I had the
I'm
best
sick of
comeback
having
year of
some other niggas talk about it.
2018 looking ass niggas.
I'm done. I'm done with that water AJ shit.
Hey, they said in
Debating.
the
We talking
chat,
about new shit.
hey, Shit's business in the chat said Jalik needs to move back down to weight. He said you in the wrong weight class,
Ah
fam.
shit. LTV know what's up.
I don't know what's up, nigga. Stop telling
We
people. Hold up, Jalik. Stop doing that. Stop telling people I know what's up. Because when you talk boxing with me, bro, it's hard sometimes to talk with you, Jalik. I'm being honest.
This is
Nah,
the funny
Jalik,
thing
Jalik,
about it. The nigga
Jalik is
jumps in
gonna
the
throw a
ring.
shot and
This
then jump
nigga
right
jump.
out.
This nigga Jalik jumps in the ring and he say, "Nigga, we gonna fight. We gonna fight. Watch.
nah, we
You
can
know
Oh, double dutching ass nigga.
why you
we
even
can
in the
go right.
ring?
All right,
Man?
go.
You need to get back
What
in
you
the
want? We can
chat.
go
Jalik,
right
let
now.
me answer this, Jalik. How
Go right now.
many press passes have you had?
Uh-oh.
Press passes. I
Oh
don't
I'm
got
shit.
no.
asking. I'm
He got
asking
on
you
the
a
soldier boy
question.
shit. Press.
I don't got no press
Okay,
passes.
all right,
You.
okay, that's cool. Okay, that's
I made
question
my
number
own
one.
brand.
Hold up, that's question number one. How many fighters have you interviewed?
You.
How many fighters have you
wanted to
interviewed?
do that shit, you know how I can do
I'm
that.
asking you a question, Jalik.
I haven't done it. I haven't done it.
Oh, okay. So
I haven't.
how can you sit up here and say nobody can't fuck with you and you ain't did nothing?
Listen.
Hold on, let me ask you this, Jalik. Hold on, real quick. One more question. How many boxing gyms have you went to and covered, my nigga?
Yo, IOTBA, I appreciate everything that you do for the YouTube.
I'm asking you a question.
This is the post-fight interview.
I'm asking you, Jalik. I'm not gonna hold up. No, I'm not gonna let you do that, Jalik. I'm asking
you know what Jalik about to do? He about to bow out gracefully. He about to shout somebody out.
He gonna be on this Dominic Brazil shit. He just gonna jump out.
That's what I need to do. We talking about
Jalik, Jalik, you got a full-time job, right?
No.
Okay, but whatever you do full-time, right? You making money? You make money?
Come on, man.
You make money, right?
IOTBA, let me tell you this. How long you been watching boxing?
Okay, here we go.
Delete, stop it.
Come on,
how long you been watching boxing?
All right,
just know, I'm gonna say this. Let me answer that question. Jalik, I interviewed Canelo Alvarez. Have you ever did that?
Nah.
Nobody, huh?
So don't. But no, it ain't even about it.
Us debating boxing. That don't mean you know more boxing.
Jalik, you approach this shit like the nigga not qualified to debate, and then he asking you, well, what have you done? And you can't even answer. You be trying to come up with some ego shit, like you done so much, and you need press passes, and
this nigga ain't done nothing, bro.
He ain't done a damn thing. I got interviews, nigga.
That's a YouTuber.
If y'all notice, every time we debate, you always got to have teams and shit to beat me. Black and unbiased versus me. IOTBA black and unbiased. It's not.
Nigga, he giving you the fair one right now.
We just talk real shit, bro. You do this shit to clout. You be trying to come at us just to disagree, just for your own attention.
Because I don't just be agreeing with everything y'all say. I listen to it.
You just disagree just to disagree when you know it's facts.
What is facts?
And then when we hit you with the facts, you be talking about how long you watch boxing, or you this, that, and you just start talking about other shit. And they'd be like, okay, well, the debate is over, nigga. The debate is over. They said you got your car pulled in the chat. So they against you too, I guess.
I'm just saying, Jalik, stop trying to go up against a giant, nigga, when you a peon. Don't do that. Don't do that. Cause look, Jalik, listen to me, fam. I'm new on YouTube. I swear to God, I got videos on YouTube, but I was never consistent on here. I've been consistent the last 3 weeks, fam. Nigga, I ain't making my way on YouTube. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Niggas all over the world know me, not for me being on YouTube, dumbass nigga. That's show you the power of RTBA, my nigga. They show you that. Cause hold up, I just had all access down there with Regis program. What you talking about?
And that's good.
Hold up, cuz. When Earl Spence fought on Campo down here, I walked down to the ring with him.
And I'm happy for you.
So what you talking about? No. So what I'm telling you is when you in this business, bro, can't no any nigga just do no anything, bro. Can't no just no regular nigga say, oh, I'm finna go down there with Reach. Oh, not only go down there, nigga, get invited and get treated, nigga, with world-class treatment, fam. Down there. So understand, this had nothing to do with me putting in no press passes. This came straight from the root of the fruit, nigga.
And guess what? I'm happy for you. Hopefully you have fun, and hopefully you would. I don't know.
I'm saying, but you know what? You don't got to be happy for me, bro. You be happy when
asking for their autograph or some shit.
No. Look. You be happy when somebody finna do something. I done did that. Now look, I'm gonna be happy when you do one thing, motherfucker.
You gotta stop cloud chasing, Jalik.
Yo,
you better know you.
Say Jalik, you don't want to do. Say Jalik, you don't want to do that big boy talk. You can't do that with me, fam.
Now I hope you keep. Now on the real talk, I hope you keep getting some.
No, you can't do. You can't do that with me.
I fucks with you.
And look, you know, it's crazy. This nigga right here talking about. This nigga right here talking about. Now I'm on your ass now, Jalik. You started some shit. This nigga talk about Terrence Crawford beat Earl Spence, right? Look, what's the name of this nigga boxing talk show?
Keep the same energy.
Who said keep that same energy first, man? Who made that work?
That came from Errol Spence.
Yeah, who made that shit popular? Oh, but you said per time, but you want to steal a nigga quote and make it feel like they're boxing.
Wow.
So hold up. Hold on. I ain't damn Black Horse, but one thing we know about you. Hold up, Jaleel.
We gonna understand where that keep the same energy talk come from. And Earl got that shit from when he came to New York.
Okay. But go ahead.
We just got throw that out there.
Shout out to Charles.
I don't have to listen, man.
Shout out to the East Coast, man.
Thank you. I just
listen.
We're gonna kick it one day, Charles.
But Jaleel, whether you fuck with no. Whether you fuck with me or if you don't fuck with me, nigga, you can't fuck with me, nigga. It's evident.
Damn, nigga. Yeah, you got to mute on that.
So ILTBA, listen, man.
Yeah. So, but this good what you doing. But now look, I like little niggas like you. Cause little niggas, I like little nigga. You a little nigga to me, and little niggas like you, I like helping little niggas like you.
Jesus Christ, you got disrespectful. This nigga called you the little nigga. You know what that mean up here, son? That mean doula.
Listen,
you go get the Dutch Masters. We send you to the store.
Listen,
errand boy.
The way you switch it up, you gonna continue to get them those interviews because you're doing a
good
job.
Let me tell you something, fam. Like real shit. Let me tell you something.
Another one for little nigga. You under the wing. You doula.
Dalik, let me tell you something about me, fam. That shit don't excite me, fam. I done been there, done that shit, my nigga. Like, what excite me is seeing other niggas do shit. Nigga, I help other niggas do shit. That shit don't excite me no more. See, a nigga, like, for you, I'll be excited for you when you get your first interview. That'll be exciting for me because you gonna be excited getting your first interview, nigga. Your first one.
Interviews. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about like being around. Like I don't look up to the boxers. I see them as regular people because I'm gonna tell you a little secret though.
So hold up. All of us though. Hold up. So what you trying to? You say you don't look at them as
boxing, but I don't care about like interviewing them. Trust me, I can do it.
You can? Well, why you ain't did it? Show us you could do it. Show us if you really fuck with boxing, nigga, you gonna support your community, nigga.
I don't want to.
Look, I hate talking to little niggas when little niggas trying to talk like they big nigga. You a little nigga. Because you just sit behind the mic and talk, my nigga, when you going at ILTBA. Not only do I sit behind the mic and talk, I be in these streets, plus I go to these fights. How a little nigga like you gonna try to discredit a nigga like me? What the fuck wrong with you, fam?
Yo, ILTBA, I wish you I hope you.
Yeah, nigga, you got no choice. You got no choice but to fuck with me because you know you can't fuck with me, man.
Yeah, I fucks with you, but let's trust me. I don't want to interview fighters. I can do that shit.
You say what you mean?
And I ain't bragging.
Oh, but look.
The fighters.
But Jaleel, don't tell. Well, no, I don't give a fuck about this. Oh, I could do this, I could do that. Don't tell us what you could do, nigga. Do it, nigga. Hold on. This nigga talking about I could do this, I could do that. But you trying to say, oh, but nigga, I am doing that.
And that's what we have.
I am doing it. But look, you can't do that because they ain't gonna just let you think a little regular nigga like you who ain't putting in no work around the city, gonna be able to just come around these niggas like that? Nigga, you gotta work your way up to do that, little nigga.
I don't have no desire to do the interviews though, correct?
I'm saying, but you don't got to have that, nigga. But I'm saying, if you wanted that, you still a little nigga. You got to work your way up to get that. Can't any nigga just get that, little bitty ass nigga. See, look, you was an expert, nigga. You an expert in mountain climbing, ass nigga. That's what you is. You a mountain climbing expert.
Give it up to ILTBA.
Yeah, give it up to me. Look, because I'm Mr. These boys can't fuck with me on my worst day. See, I'm the wrong nigga to fuck. No, I'm the wrong nigga. No, I'm the right nigga to fuck with. What's poppin', fam? What's poppin', Slime?
Yeah, we wish you the best. I'm still fuck.
Nigga, you can't. Hold up, nigga. No, stop wishing a nigga the best who in the game already. Nigga, I wish you the best. I wish you the best that you will get these interviews. I wish you the best that you will get your press passes. Nigga, I wish you the best on that. Don't wish a nigga the best who done interviewed one of the top niggas in boxing in Canelo Alvarez, fam. Don't wish a nigga the best who done did something like that, fam. You can't wish me the best.
This nigga left you stinking at the light like Harold, man.
That doesn't mean nothing.
You're saying, Jaleel.
Everybody know my channel is levels, it's like 10% boxing. Everybody know that.
But look,
Okay, but you get up here talking like you the UGC shit.
Hold up, guys. Hold up. Shut up, Jalik. You just discredit your whole self, and that's how you show that you is an illusion, nigga. That's all you is. That's all you is a fucking illusion. Because it don't matter if your thing is. Don't say you just 10% boxing, because even if it is just 10%, nigga, you supposed to give 100%, silly ass nigga.
Yo, shout out to I'm gonna say keep it versatile. Keep it versatile.
Hey man, look. Jaleel, you gotta stop talking, bro. You getting boxed.
No, fuck that.
You talk about other shit other than boxing.
Hold up, Black Horse.
Throw in the goddamn towel.
You only talk about boxing. You in one lane.
If he dies, he dies.
Hold up,
nigga. You can talk about anything.
Hold up,
I can talk about anything.
I don't give a fuck about. Let me tell you something, fam.
And talk a whole new different language, but I'm not doing for that.
Look, let me tell you. Hold on, real quick. Fuck your anything you talk about, nigga. All these niggas on here, we talk boxing, stupid ass nigga. Stop trying to mix your argument with all this other bullshit that you do, my nigga. We talk boxing on this goddamn show. I'm trying to make an argument. Talking about, TBA, do you talk anything else but boxing? Come on, man, let's get back to the show. This nigga, 30, nigga, another 30, nigga. Don't fuck with me, Jaleel. I'm not the one, bro. I'm the right one. And look, I know what you're trying to do, but that shit ain't gonna work with a nigga like me.
I'm gonna come on your show Sunday.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
No, you're not. The nigga said I 30'd you, nigga. He battle rapped your ass up.
Jaleel, you gotta shut it down, man. Like I say, Jaleel, you gotta stop clout chasing, and you gotta stop.
I don't want to fuck his confidence up. Like,
all right, man. You try to take it somewhere else.
His confidence is pretty high.
I'm not taking it somewhere else. I don't have.
I don't see the confidence dropping. I see the confidence rising. I see the confidence rising, brother. I don't see it get discouraged.
I don't want to. When it comes to like YouTube, I wish everybody the best. I have no personal feelings against nobody. I support niggas. Like I support.
You try to discredit. You try to come out discredited what niggas do every day.
I wasn't discrediting.
Every day you jump on.
I wasn't discrediting nothing that he was doing. We just talking boxing. It's only
you say shit like,
yeah, we are talking boxing, and
like you trying to get
into you talking about yeah.
But you got
to see the sucker mentality in Jaleel though, because he really got some sucker mentality into him, and I'm finna tell you why. The first time I ever got on here and was really chopping it up with you dudes, he gonna tell me, "Oh, you just saying that because you don't like the Charlos." What the fuck?
See, you be throwing your shots, bro, low key.
Come on, bro, you a sucker. Jaleel, don't do sucker shit is for bitches, fam. Bitches do sucker shit, not grown ass man, fam.
Wow.
Red Glove threw in the towel.
Run, Forrest. Run, Forrest.
When the fuck do you keep talking about you wish me the best? Nigga, you ain't did nothing. Nigga, I wish you the best.
I don't got personal shit against nobody. I'm not part of no.
Who got personal? Okay, so because I let the truth come to the top.
I'll be going on their channel supporting you. What are you talking about? I don't got personal shit against nobody. I talk my shit. It's just boxing. It's just fun. Y'all take it serious.
No. Nigga, this
it's not the heart.
No, cuz this is fun. No, cuz. See, no, you didn't know who you was fucking with. Nigga, this is fun to me. Nigga, this is what I do.
Exactly. It's fun to me. It's never personal.
No, it's not fun. No, bro, this shouldn't be fun to you, nigga, getting body bag like this,
I don't get body bag. That's what I'm trying to say.
Look how delusional.
Let me say this too, since we're talking about, I'm not a group thinker. Just because everybody on the UGC got their own opinion, I don't mean I gotta agree with them. I got my own thoughts. I think for my motherfucker stuff. I'm not a gang member.
You're delusional.
Why you keep saying something about
gang member? Man, son, bro, get the fuck out of here, bro.
You supposed to have your own opinion, man. Everyone can't got their own opinion.
So that's what I'm talking about. I got my own opinion.
I told you he was sweet. I don't like talking to sweet niggas.
He gonna cry in the car.
I told you he was sweet. I hate sweet, sensitive ass niggas. Niggas get on here talking they shit. Then when the nigga get back on here barking at them, then niggas want to get sweet and sensitive. Come on, bro. Stick your chest out, nigga. Stick your chest out, nigga.
Just don't stick it out like Dudley got. That shit look awkward, but you know.
God damn, bro. This nigga,
God damn.
Dudley got a shoe on his chest.
You a little nigga to me. Jaleel the fan.
Black Horseman, real deal. What's your fascination with nipples, bro?
Huh?
You got the Trav ain't here. Trav is not here. You got the wrong person. When you see Trav, ask him that question.
Wrong nigga, bro.
When you see Trav, FDY, that's a nigga with a fascination about nipples.
What I'm starting to say is some of y'all niggas
off. Like what,
bro? You have a weird fascination.
Ain't nobody taking anything to heart.
Talk a little trash. A nigga talk a little trash. Y'all get y'all feelings hurt. Some of y'all sensitive. Okay,
nobody's in their feelings. We sitting here talking and joking. You know, everybody got their own damn opinion. We laughing. I know I'm laughing.
Yeah. I'm just hitting the cues, man. This shit is funny.
I'm over here doing Migo ad-libs and shit, nigga.
These comments crazy in the motherfucker. But Jalik, I'm just saying, Jalik, say in this game, Jalik, you got to know how to pick and choose your battles, fam. You got to understand. Cause I like all these big dogs around here. They fuck with me, fam. They know me. Niggas call me on my phone. I ain't got to drop no names, cause I ain't that type of nigga like that. But all these big dogs who you see doing their thing right here, all these niggas contact me, fam. Oh God,
that's 100, nigga.
And that's cool, right? And I'm happy for you. That's the goals that you want. I hope you become super successful. That's what I hope.
Okay, so Jalik, let me ask you something, Jalik. What the fuck is you doing someplace? Is you doing stuff to be successful or just doing it for a hobby, dumbass nigga? Is you doing hold on. Is you doing stuff to try to become is you doing stuff to try to become legendary in this game, or you doing stuff to just stay a peon for the rest of your life?
The fuck was that?
I'm gonna let my actions speak louder than words, but like,
well, nigga, what's your actions? What your actions is coming off like a sucker ass hating ass nigga.
How am I hating?
Cause, bro, you said we're talking about TBA. Nigga, you can't hate on me. You can't damn talk to me, fam. I'm not. You gotta look. The thing is, no. I'm saying you can't. No, you talking about the press passes and all the others hating, my nigga.
That's just trash talk. You take me sensitive.
No. I'm not sensitive. Cause no. Not sensitive because a nigga who's sensitive.
And if niggas say we agree all the time, please watch this video.
Yeah.
This shit right here.
Niggas gotta stop that Clout Chasers.
Niggas gotta stop this shit. When they say we all
Black Horseman, real shit, Black Horseman. I don't like that nigga coming on here playing victim, my nigga. He always coming on here playing victim. Like niggas attacking him. Like we bullying him or something.
I'll be honest with you. I think Jalik low-key be Clout chasing, man. He do that shit for attention or whatever.
How the fuck y'all gonna bully me? You fucking crazy. You can't bully me.
Nigga, you and Mexican fight fan on the same level.
Oh shit.
Woo, low blow.
Well, I don't know.
I don't even know. I don't even know. Like
no videos, so I don't know.
I don't even know what that nigga sound like.
Yeah, I don't either. That's what I'm like. I'm not gonna give you no link, nigga. Who is you?
Yeah, who is that nigga?
That nigga be screaming 214. I don't even know if that nigga from
Thank you, Red Glove. Red Glove waved the white flag. Thank you, man. Yeah, this shit was
Red Glove threw the towel in a minute ago.
I mean, that shit, be honest with you, you know, LTV should be disqualified for hitting a nigga when he was already slept. Like, the nigga was asleep, and the nigga just kicking him out. I mean, hitting him, like, damn.
Jumping on this nigga with 2 feet.
Bad, the ref can't even help. I'm like, man, fuck that. I'm not getting hit. Shit,
the referee sitting at the scores table with the judges.
Like shit, nigga, they need to call 911.
But Jalik, I'm gonna just tell you this: just keep on grinding, cuz.
Now keep doing your thing, man. Keep getting those
interviews. Bro, I'm telling you, no, you not. Look, bro, hold up, no, don't tell me that. I'm good. I'm telling you because you ain't never did nothing yet. Just keep grinding, and you'll get there.
Jalik on some real shit, man. You might live in your own little world, man, but man, this nigga out TBA, man, he's grinding, bro. He's doing his thing.
And we see
that's the type of nigga I respect, bro. You know, that nigga's official with what he doing out here. I fucks with him. Like, I know you be out here. I know you be out here clout chasing and shit, but on some real shit, you gotta respect this nigga, man, because he doing his thing. He can do this shit on YouTube. He can do this shit on whatever social media, and he out here. You know what I'm saying, in the field, man, putting in work. So you gotta know levels. You gotta stay in your place.
I fucks with all of y'all, but when it comes to the boxing debate, none of y'all niggas on the panel can fuck with me. I just know this.
Boy, you was a lunatic.
Come over here.
I know it.
You come to Clout Chase, but shout out to Jalik.
Sorry, Jalik, you can tell Jalik. Sorry, you know what's crazy, fam?
I don't talk bad about niggas' channels. You know what I'm saying? I don't do none of that shit. I just come up on here and talk the boxing debate. I don't got a clout chase.
Say, Jalik, I can tell that you've been her habitual liar your whole goddamn life because you just said, "Hey, now one of us on this panel fuck with you." This nigga, man, stop it, stop.
That's your ego talking to your family, but it's all
So,
right.
Who was saying my name? Calling my name.
That was me.
What's up?
I was saying you can't just say that just because he does have a press pass, he has an interview fighters, that his opinion is invalid.
Hold up, fam. Let me cut you off right there. I never brought that shit up, fam. So don't tell me what I can't say. When a nigga attack me, hold up, cuz. No, hold up. I ain't the type of nigga. Look, hold up. Let me tell you something, Dudley. Because like real shit. No. I'm not gonna let you finish that shit because you putting shit on me.
Why not? If that's what you said.
Because look, I respect you and I don't even want to go at you like that because I don't even really know you like that yet. But I just want to let you understand something. I don't never downplay a nigga until a nigga try to downplay me, fam. I never brought shit up like that, my nigga. Hold up, cuz. Shut the fuck up, Jalik. No. You hold up. Nigga tried to come at me.
You taking it personal.
No. Nigga tried to hold up. So hold up. So shut the fuck up, Jalik. You done. Shut up. I'm talking to Dudley now. I'm through with you. Look. Now when the nigga come at you, say when the nigga come at you, Dudley, and I ain't came at this nigga in no type of way. So you saying I ain't supposed to come back at this nigga?
No, I'm not saying that at all. Like what I was saying was what I was saying was it's just that I just didn't agree with the notion that just because he hasn't done the accolades that you have, like getting press passes and whatnot, he should be allowed to have his opinion because
I ain't saying he couldn't have his opinion. Let me ask you something, Dudley. How many press passes have you had?
I've had any.
All right. So you gonna agree with a nigga who ain't had none, so I understand where you coming from.
Nah, if you've been long enough.
No, I understand. Look, no, cuz because you getting on here coming at me like I tried to downplay this nigga first.
I didn't say you did it first.
No, you can't not say you don't agree with me. I was just protecting my house. This nigga tried to come in and say something about my house, so I'm gonna come back and say something about him.
That's fine. I was just
but what I'm saying, you talking about I didn't insinuate that shit like that. He did that. So don't come at me and say what I can't say back. Because if you give it, you should be able to take it, nigga.
Facts.
Bro, no, you can't just say because he did it first and I'm in the
All right, battle, hush, man. You sound silly.
Is this nigga's name Battle or is this nigga's name Dudley?
He don't even be on here really. He's just a guest.
So
Link do this every day. Okay, and so you really ought to play.
See, I get it, UGC. So I know where you coming from. So IOTB.
No, but look, bro. Let me tell you something. This ain't no horse. I fuck with Jalik. I wish the nigga nothing but the best. But like I say, if a nigga give it, he should be able to take it.
I can take it. It's fun to me. Like it's just trash talk. It's not personal.
I'm enjoying the shit out of this.
And I'm gonna still fuck with all of y'all channels. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still fuck with all of y'all channels, and I'm gonna still talk my shit. And when it comes to balloting, y'all can't fuck with me.
That's why I gotta respect Jalik because he don't take it personal. So I gotta big up Jalik on that. He don't.
No, but he gotta learn to keep it on boxing and stop making it like it's personal. Like he mentioned LTBA and try to throw in the Derrick James situation. Like, bro, keep it on boxing. You ain't gotta go into personal situations because that was some sucker shit to do.
I agree with you on that too.
But that was some sucker shit, Jalik. That was some sucker shit.
Yeah, but I want y'all to know I swear, if y'all go look on my Facebook page, I love this type of shit. I'm with the shits.
So if that's the case, then you just gotta have rules on the boxing debate, what you can say and what you can't say.
No, but I don't give I don't care. Look, no,
if that's the case, Black.
No, hold up, Jalik. I'm different from everybody else, nigga. We could go there. That's why. The name of my shit. You know what IOTBA mean? I'm on that bullshit again, fam. So if a nigga want to go there, we could go there. It's boxing. No disqualification match. Nigga, that's how I'm coming, fam. Niggas know. You want to ask these niggas in the streets about me? Why you think? Man, let me stop it, fam. Let me stop.
Hey, in the chat, Boxing Monster says,
ILTBA.
Boxing Monster says, ILTBA, send me your Cash App, dog. I gotta pay for this pay-per-view. They think this shit is some fucking pay-per-view shit. Red, what you saying, bro?
I think Red's in the chat.
About what?
Oh, I thought you said something about Jaleel. You said I respect Jaleel. Something.
Oh yeah, I was just saying that I do respect him for not taking it personal. Like I know he might take some personal shots that he, maybe shouldn't go there. But at the end of the day, like we be getting on him hard and he don't take it personal. That's what I'm giving him respect for.
The situation with that Derek Johnson,
So,
that's
but
trash talking, man.
but my only thing is like if you're gonna say
number one.
if you're gonna say that you're the A side, then when we start coming at you with them questions, don't deflect or change the subject. Be talking about, shout out to Tampa, shout out to the 214. Y'all subscribe to IOTVA. That's not debating. That's not being the A side.
My personality is unique. My personality is not like everybody else.
Shout out to Jaleek's unique personality, man.
And I commend you on being unique, Jaleek. But when you're debating,
I can't tell you how to respond to shit. I can't tell IOTVA.
Yeah, but that's.
There he goes. I can't say, Jaleek, stop crying, fam. He trying to give you the rules of the game. That's what's wrong with you young ass niggas. You young niggas. I'm just trying to say.
I think
I'm not saying you gotta
like to overtalk niggas, but go ahead.
I'm not saying that you gotta do like everybody else, but a debate is a debate. Once you start going off the rails and talking all this other stuff, you ain't debating no more. But then you come back and you're like, oh, I'm the A side. None of y'all can fuck with me. But then when we start fucking with you, you start shouting out and like, I understand, be unique. But you ain't gonna, if somebody works for McDonald's, they go to work and they tell them to start flipping burgers, and they're like, hey, shout out to the managers, shout out to the customers. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna fire your ass. Doesn't matter how unique you are.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna tell you a little secret. This is boxing debates. This shit really don't even has no meaning to it. It's just a bunch of niggas be just come on here.
You're right. No, he ain't right. No, he ain't right. Man, mute that nigga. A nigga who channel is just 10% boxing gonna feel like that. He a nigga 1 foot in and 1 foot out. We don't believe niggas like you, fam. Nigga, this shit is you think help? Nigga, you think you get up with your dreads all done up, nigga, with that mic in your face for your goddamn help, nigga? Nigga, you ain't doing this shit.
Yeah, let me go work out, man. I wish everybody a happy Thursday, Black. I appreciate you having me on here, man. And we gonna get our one-on-one shit on, Black. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why you talking about me, man. Hey,
we gonna get our
not on my level, fam.
I'm not on no stage.
I don't know what you talking about.
Jaleek, I hope you have a great workout.
I don't speak French.
All y'all niggas.
Shit.
Hey, Jaleek.
I'm gonna tell y'all this before I go. Y'all niggas need to stop being so sensitive, man.
All right, bro.
Hey,
enjoy your workout. Enjoy your workout.
Hey, Jaleek, you can't debate with UGC unless you've been tested with Vada first, bro.
Yeah, Black want everybody to agree with every subject he say. That's bullshit. I'm not agreeing with him.
No, he don't. If that was the case, he wouldn't let you in the chat.
Hold up, y'all. I see. Say Black. I see how Jaleek do now. I see how he do.
See how he do his jabs and shit. Then when niggas
look, bro. When one nigga done railroaded him, he like, damn, I can't fuck with him. Let me try to go mess with another nigga.
He would have told me like, you would have go at another big dog like this.
Well, that's like yesterday. Rasclot said something that you didn't agree with, but you didn't kick him out of the hangout group because he disagreed with you. And Jaleek, he's had access to your hangouts longer than I have, and he don't agree with. He's a prime example of that. So it's not true that you just want people on here that agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Nah, man, come on. He just talking. Jaleek just love to hear the sound of his voice or some shit. Shout out to Rasclot in the chat. Says thanks for having me on, man. Anytime, bro. Anytime we go live, you're gonna get the link. You know what I mean? Yeah, Rasclot said some shit that, some stuff I didn't agree with. I mean, all y'all got to do is look at the playbacks. And shout out to Charles. Like Charles said, any nigga that's out here talking about weak bias, man, y'all gotta watch the fucking live streams, man. We do it all the fucking time, nigga. Heated debate.
Yeah, I only seen you eject two people. One was being two-faced, and then the other one was just crying over some shit that you already apologized to him about, and he just wanted to keep crying. So, we really can't fault you for ejecting those two people. But other than that, you don't really eject anybody. We have people have different opinions, and you're gonna give your opinion on whether you think what they say is right or wrong, but you don't kick them off because there's a difference of opinion.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I created this channel. I mean, I got a separate channel, Black West Promotion. That's my own personal, shit that I do over there. But this is the UGC boxing channel. So anybody that fuck with the UGC and anybody that's a real one and talk their shit and do these debates and this is our, what I'm saying? This is the home for niggas that rock with the UGC. So, I mean, anybody who's even courageous enough to get up here on these videos, these live streams, and talk that talk, man. Like, nigga, I ain't got no problem with somebody disagreeing with me or these debates. Sometimes
me and you used to go at it like a motherfucker.
Niggas don't even know that, but yeah, that's how we started out. Me and you was at war with each other for a minute.
War. I couldn't stand this nigga.
Me either. I was like, man, this nigga right here, bro.
That dude, Black Horse, swore he bodied me 3 times, even though that never happened. Though.
Hey, let me say, look, I just gotta say this, yo, Jalik.
Avatar, nigga, go ahead.
Let me just say, Jalik, man, you gotta stop debating.
Shut up, with my haircut.
This nigga, he's talking about I'm gonna go work out, and he's still wrong. Look.
Jalik, he knows when he lost the debate, man. Because then he gets personal.
Let it go. That's why he stay on the line. He said, "I'm about to go work out, y'all."
I am. I'm about to jump in the car and go to the mountains.
We know that's what you're an expert at, mountain climbing, nigga.
Can I say something?
Jalik could get
all y'all niggas.
Jalik could get bodied, and then he'll switch the topic.
Right.
You can get personal.
Hold on, let me pull a Jalik. Shout out to Delaware.
And the cowboy boots.
Sorry, because Delaware the only niggas I know who mountain. I ain't never met a Delaware nigga. I ain't never met a Delaware nigga in my life. This is the first Delaware nigga I done ever heard say he's gonna go mountain climbing. When nigga go mountain climbing, goddamn.
When this is what I know about Jalik.
When
you make a point, he'll say. When you make a point, he'll say, "All right, yo, how much is whoever that fighter's promoter is paying you?" When you body him, you always try to exactly. Yep,
I'm biased.
That's his
go-to.
You
say the same thing over and over again. You so in love with fucking AJ. I never seen nothing to like it. You can't even give Wilder no fucking compliments. I'm like, yo, what's up with this dude? He got an Eddie Hearn.
I did give Wilder his compliments.
Hey, Black, you know they.
But I'm not gonna praise Wilder for what he's doing right now.
He said Wilder had a spectacular knockout.
Yo, you got an Eddie Hearn chip in your hand. It's like you have a.
You see what he does? This is when he gets body, he gets personal. He says, "Oh, you must work for Eddie Hearn." Nah, I don't work for Eddie Hearn. I just put you in the casket. That's it.
That's his pussy ass. The flex he be doing.
He said he done, but he's still on.
Yeah, didn't he say he retired from debating like 2 days ago after I bodied him?
Wow. He said, I don't debate boxing no more. Yeah, he did say that shit. Double talk.
That's when you get bodied. You get bodied so bad you get put into retirement. That's what happens.
Yo, Manny shit, nigga. Yeah, man. So, at the end of the day, man, this nigga Jalik gotta keep the same energy, fam. Keep the same energy. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I know we didn't get to a lot of the comments today because it just got heated. But that's how I go down on UGC, man. So all these old clout chasing ass niggas that be talking shit about UGC, talking about we biased and man, shut up. Shut the fuck up. You niggas, y'all niggas is biased. You niggas got issues. Y'all niggas in y'all feelings. You know what I mean? Because we do it different over here on UGC. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, Jalik and even though he got bodied again, he can always come back and get bodied another day. But you live to get bodied.
Yeah, but Jalik, my advice for you, man, is to just be prepared next time. You know what I'm saying? Just be prepared. Do some research before you come up here, because it seems like everybody on this panel just bodied you. And Battle Rifle might be the next person to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man.
Shit.
Nah,
Just
bro. Look. I'm biased. I will admit defeat. You've beat me on numerous occasions. Low play has beat me on some occasions. I say Dan the Man has beat me on other occasions. Even what's the guy who was new? You remember the new guy who joined the chats, and he was a Keith Thurman fan. He beat me on some occasions. I'll admit that. UGC talking about beat me like. Okay, now he just kind of. Nah, I'll admit Black Horse. You do make points, but come on now, that Jared Hurd situation was just crazy.
Let's go.
Wait, what? Situation, what?
You remember?
Yo, IOTBA, you got mad noise in your background.
Me real quick.
Y'all strong?
I don't even think he hears you.
Hey, y'all, I'm finna go live, right? I got some real live sparring in this bitch right now.
We're about to get off, so we're gonna check
All
you
right,
out.
take it easy.
All right. What you say, Battle?
I was saying, like I can admit defeat, but that case where you talking about you body me because of that Jared Hurd argument, I was like, nah, man, I can't just give you that win.
I understand what you're talking about.
It was like a month ago we was arguing Jared Hurd, like how bad did he want the Jamel fight, and then we was debating about that.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. How bad he wanted the Jamel fight?
Yeah, because I was saying in the comments, I was saying Jamel seemed like he didn't want that fight as much as Jamel. And then you was like, man, Jamel got to worry about Jared Hurd leftover, and you stay getting bodied. That's what you said.
Hey, Black Horseman done bodied so many people he forget which occasion.
But it is what it is. You ain't.
Well, I mean, it's got to be kind of hard when it's somebody in the chat, like I'm not trying to belittle you either, Battle. I'm just saying, there's probably stuff that I said in the chat that if I were to bring it up to anybody, you tend to remember when it's actual on the stream, somebody talking to you a lot more.
You Battle?
I'm sorry?
Was you on the panel when I said something to you about Jared Hurd?
No, I was on the panel. It was just in the chat. We were talking about it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's probably why you tend to remember the stream more than the chat.
I'm just trying to remember. I mean, I'm just trying to understand what point he's trying to make. Like, what did I disagree on, or how?
No. I was just saying no, because you say all the time that you stay bodying me like in debates. But I was saying that when it came to unbiased and low players, I admit they beat me in debates. Mm-hmm. But I was like, that's not the same with us. That was just like we didn't have a full debate, if you know what I mean. Like I don't even think those count, if you know what I mean.
And I said that I bodied you in the debate.
Yeah.
Well, I think you just said that he stays getting bodied.
I think
it could
get bodied, but I don't know if I said I personally.
Sometimes. Well, I think sometimes you don't gotta take it at face value. Sometimes.
Hey, but Black, can I ask you guys a question real quick? I know it's off topic, but I just saw something on Boxing Scene that is making me question Wilder's his like confidence against AJ, because he's saying I don't know if I can KO AJ.
Or, he did say that.
KO me.
He did say that.
What's going on there?
Until that fight happens, I think Wilder's scared. That's how I'm gonna chop it up. Wilder's scared of AJ until he start showing some same energy. I'm telling you, when the nigga talking about, he gonna take get a body on his record when he talking about Brazil, and then after the fight he talking about we need to get the most money. The head ain't meant to be hit. You can lose your life in there. I'm like, damn, nigga, for AJ.
I don't think he's scared of AJ. I just think he just knows that unless he gets
Wilder, since when has Wilder ever said that he can't knock out somebody or he's unsure about it?
Yeah, that's the thing right there, because
it is on a video.
I've never heard Wilder say I can't knock somebody out. He's always said I will knock somebody out.
To be honest with you, if he's saying he's unsure that he's gonna knock somebody out, you basically saying you unsure you're gonna beat him, because that's how you beat niggas is by knocking.
He's even saying there's a possibility that AJ will knock him out. That's definitely something.
I think Wilder just I think Wilder just kind of just like playing with the media a little bit. It's just my opinion. I know this like seems far
How
fetched,
do you
but
go from being the most feared to now you playing with the media by acting like you know
because
possibility?
I think he just accepted the fact that if he's going to get the fight and then have the money he wants, he's going to have to become just as popular as AJ, since AJ's coming over to the States and he wants to make his name bigger. So when it comes to
you admit that AJ is the A side, right? More popular.
who AJ? Yeah, I can admit that. I can admit that. AJ is the bigger name. I just feel like
Yeah,
Wilder
but
deserves that.
speaking of that, I got a question, man. Can we? You guys saw the ESPN the ratings for the most popular fighters or athletes? Do you guys agree with that?
I haven't seen it.
Because they had Wilder ahead of Colin Kaepernick. I'm like, how is that even possible? That don't make sense to me.
Is LeBron endorsed by Nike? And is he? What the fuck, man? Come on.
That's what I'm saying. Like Colin
There's a lot of
Kaepernick.
people.
Come
There's
on,
a lot
bro.
of people that know Colin Kaepernick just because he just didn't take a knee. There's a lot of people that know him just
That's
because
what I'm
of that.
saying. So that's what I'm saying. So how is Wilder ahead of him and Canelo? That does not make sense, bro.
No.
Yeah, that definitely don't make no sense. I definitely disagree with that. Real quick though.
This is what I was trying to say with RTBA. I'm not like I didn't take it personal. I was just trying to like tell him that I just disagree with something because he said I know he was just probably trying to just like go with Jalik and they was probably debating. It was kind of like all fun and games. But I was saying, well, you can't just say because he didn't have the accolades that he couldn't debate with you because a lot of our things that we get into, we say that we don't like how some of the experts are really not experts. They have like a biased thing, and that's ESPN can have a lot of bias as well. They have like a lot of biased, views, especially with boxing.
Right. They had Wilder ranked as like the number 38 most popular athlete, and then they had Tyson Fury as like 39 or something like that. So come on, that's pretty biased. That's like because Tyson Fury needs a adversary or a counterpart, so you rank Wilder up high too, so you guys could say, look how popular they are. It's like the pound for pound rankings for ESPN too. It's ridiculous.
I got something I want to ask because we were just talking about the popularity of AJ and Wilder. A lot of times, especially lately, we've been talking about like how Terrence Crawford, how he doesn't have that, he doesn't have a big mouth or anything. He's not that popular, but AJ, he's very similar in that regard. Like if you notice, AJ doesn't talk a whole lot of shit. Like the only time I ever remember him saying anything was when he was gonna fight Dillian White. When it came to Dillian White,
it's kind of my bad, right? It's kind of different because AJ, he came out of the Olympics as a gold medalist, so he had that backing already. He had the machine behind him in a sense. With Terrence Crawford, he was lucky that he got the Bob Arum deal because nobody knew who he was. He was fighting on undercards. Like this dude literally fought to where he is today. Like nobody knew who Crawford was at all.
Nobody knew who Crawford was. It was funny because you remember that guy I told you about, that old head who said that the best fighter, one of the most underrated fighters in boxing was Terrence Crawford. I remember when he posted that video. He posted it a long time ago, and then as soon as Crawford beat Gamboa, everybody in their mama was talking about Terrence Crawford is the best, and it was like real deal. Like nobody was talking about Terrence Crawford.
All right. I was just curious what like that. I guess that answers that question. Like, where is the difference? And that makes sense, because you're representing your country.
Also, AJ got all those Nigerians. He's like one of the biggest athletes from Nigeria or whatever. There's like tons of articles online. People could look that.
I don't think that really counts though. He's British. From the UK, so I can't.
He is, but the Nigerian population, they count him as one of their own. Like, what I'm saying? That's where a lot of his viewership comes from as well.
That's kind of like Duran. A lot of Mexicans claim Duran because even though he was from Panama, once you find out his dad was Mexican, then it's like all of a sudden
they
because
claim
of how. Yeah, so it's kind of like that, you know. If people just become very proud and tribal, and I mean, I even do it to a certain extent. I just make it a point to not let that be the be all and end all when it comes to my perspective on boxing. But that does happen a lot. You know, you find out that they somewhere down the line, even Wilder is now trying to say that he's Nigerian. I'm not saying that he's not. You know, he could very well be of Nigerian descent, but it's one of those things. People will take to you if they feel that they can identify with you in any way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. They want to see like you're one of them, and that's a big part. If you like their interests, or if you're a big part of them, because I think Sergio Martinez was revealed to be in a what was it, Brazilian? Am I wrong? What
I
did they
thought he
say?
was
Sergio Martinez,
Argentinian.
Argentinian. I'm sorry, he was Argentinian, but for the most part, he was promoted as I think Hispanic. Well, is Argentina considered Hispanic? I'm not sure.
It
Yes, it's
is.
Hispanic. Yep.
Well, I'll just say he had a big name with the Mexicans, the Mexican fans.
Yeah, I mean, it happens all the time. Like, in a sense, the sports really is like that skit with the Chappelle Show, and there was drafting people for the different races. In a sense, that's kind of how all sports are. You have a very successful athlete, and people find out. Oh, look at Canelo. Canelo does not look one bit Mexican. He looks like an Irishman, but I mean, he is from Mexico, and he definitely speaks Spanish. So,
I heard Mexicans in Mexico don't like him because he's starting a reality TV show or something like that.
Oh, really? That
like
that
a
is
soap
one
opera?
thing.
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
Plus, I heard that a lot of Mexicans didn't like him after he beat Chavez Jr. because Chavez Sr. That's like ultimate Mexican star right there. Like a lot of Mexicans didn't like De La Hoya after he beat Chavez, and then kind of a repeat with Canelo beating Chavez Jr.
Hey, let me ask you guys something. I know Black's trying to close down the stream, but I just want to ask you guys this real quick. Do you guys think that Anthony Joshua versus Wilder will be the first black versus black pay-per-view that will do very well? Because if you look through history, it's always been a black guy versus a Hispanic or or white or whatever race.
Actually, the biggest pay-per-views.
Back in the day, what we had like Ali Foreman. Was that
Oh yeah,
big?
that's true. That's true. Yeah, I forgot about those.
The biggest pay-per-views actually are against black, unless if you don't
You said the
count.
biggest pay-per-views is against black.
Floyd versus
it
Mandy.
is.
Floyd
Yeah,
versus Mandy.
The biggest pay-per-view of all time is Floyd and Manny. So
No. I'm saying, like, listen to what I'm saying. The biggest pay-per-views, like, overall, is black against black. Think about it. Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns. You got Evander Holyfield versus Mike Tyson, both fights. You have Evander Holyfield versus Lennox Lewis, both fights.
That's true.
You have George Foreman versus Evander Holyfield. You have
I mean, to be honest
think.
with you, two of the biggest fights in boxing right now that can be on pay-per-view is black versus black. We got what?
So
Crawford
do you guys?
And then Wilder versus Joshua. What are you saying?
But do you guys think we could get back to that? Because I know Floyd kind of took the model or made his own model, which was fighting Mexicans and kind of taking their fan base. Do you think we could get back to that where we can get good fights pretty much no matter what the race is? Like, we don't have to do black versus Mexican so it could sell, like what Earl Spence did versus Mikey Garcia.
Right.
Well, I think here in America, it's just a matter of getting boxing more on the forefront, really.
Yeah.
I think if that could happen, I think there'll be a lot more pressure to see the best fight the best. But because that doesn't, it's not like that, like boxing is just way behind right now in the US.
There's too many sports, too many other sports to compete with.
And the other sports are actually being competitive.
Right.
Whereas boxing, go ahead.
And you got guys like Wilder saying, oh, the only reason AJ wants to fight me now is because he's feeling the pressure. It's like the same thing Earl Spence is saying. It's like, oh, the only reason Terrence Crawford wants to fight me now is because he has nobody to fight. It's like, come on, man. Like, make the fights. This is how you get the casual fans to come to the sport.
And that's the fucked up thing. The opportunities for them to really get more fans involved, they fuck it up by trying to marinate and shit. Fucking that whole shit up, man. With all these damn excuses. Go ahead.
You know, it's a weird example. Like, okay, this is a very weird example, but like, bear with me here. Like, I was just saying, sometimes I literally think that, you know, sometimes when I don't like the welterweight division, I'll be like, some of these guys are ducking. And then sometimes in the back of my mind, because just me, I guess, not making millions like they are, I would probably in the back of my head be like, hey, I want me a private jet. I can't afford it. You know what? Let me just go ahead and fight Crawford or Spence or Sean Porter. But sometimes I want to have like that hope that they do, because they be like, hey, I want more money in my pocket, so let me fight the next best guy out there because he has a name behind him. I kind of want to have hope for the welterweights, but you know, maybe I'm wrong about Sean Porter, you know, or Keith Thurman or Errol Spence or something like that.
Regis Prograis let the cat out the bag over there. What's happening over there? You know, why would he said if I'm gonna get $7 million to fight Joe Schmo, and I'd get $7 million to fight a Crawford, who do you think I'm gonna pick?
Oh wow, that's a good point. Yeah, that's definitely a good point. And PBC definitely can cover it.
Well, man, we covering boxing, you know, on this channel every morning, man, between 7 and 8 a.m. with different topics. And I appreciate everybody that comes on every day to show support. The ones that smash the like button, leave comments. Shout out to the ones catching the playback. Make sure you guys leave us some feedback on today's show. Big salute to Red Glove, Unbiased. Shout out to Battle coming on today. IOTVA Boxing Talk, Jalik the Leader, Ras Clot, Hamed, and who am I missing? Who else was on today? Am I missing anybody? I think that was everybody, man. We had a full roster today. So shout out to everybody. Also shout out to Corley Boxing. He wasn't on today. And make sure you guys go to the homepage, hit the channels tab, and subscribe to all my brothers in the UGC clique, man. Subscribe to them. Support those brothers. You know, they definitely putting up content. And, you know, you can catch them here every morning between 7 and 8 Central Time. So, you know, hope to see you guys back tomorrow with another show for you guys. And any last closing thoughts, fellas, before I shut it down?
Yeah, shout out to Black Horseman for having me on. Shout out to everybody in the panel. Shout out to Jalik for I know Jalik, sometimes the casket, it gets a little stiff in there, you know, you want to switch the casket, but that's a good thing. We got other members on the panel who will put you in a different casket. So yeah, shout out to Jalik and everybody else tuning in. You know, we love to talk boxing over here. And we'll see you guys tomorrow on another stream.
Absolutely, man. So appreciate y'all, man. Once again on the Black Horseman. You guys can also check out my other channel, Black Horse Promotions. But over here, we talk straight boxing. It's just all about the UGC clique, man. So hope to see you guys tomorrow with another show. We out of here, man. Peace.